Yo, 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 people, and welcome to the new edition of Three Men and a Vape Show. We have got the wonderful Mr. Coily and the one and only Salford Vapor. Welcome to the first edition. Hopefully we're going to have some sort of like informative stuff, or maybe it'll just go on to lots of giggles, as you know how it all works. We are joined by my co-host, the wonderful Mr. Simon. Mr. Coily, nice to see you, brother.
Hello, good evening.
Also the one and only Salford. You're an absolute star, buddy. And we've got a special guest, Andre from the company called Viking, Steve Platt, the Vaping Dragon, or Vape Dragon, is it Vaping Dragon?
Vaping Dragon.
Vaping Dragon. The man from the King's Custard, Jamie. Is it Jamie? Mr. Mark Burns from the Nature Vape, the Flat Cap Vape, Joel, which is a Swedish vapor, TVP, Soliomi, Big Huggles, Gaily Bops, the one and only Mo Bro, Vapor Bunny, Vaping with Vic, Mark from Nature Vape, the wonderful Pump Puff, Full Flat Cap Vape, Penny Vapes, people, we've got him on. James from the King's Custard, Big D Vapor, Bo from the Vape, Vaping with Mo Bro, Chris from True Vapor. We've also got Grizzly, Sean, obviously Simon, Mr. Coily, who obviously I've casted with him for forever. Is taking a little bit of a break. It is the birthday show, and as you can see, we have got past and present guests on here. We've got the wonderful Vic Mullins, fresh from his YouTube diabolical, if that's actually a word. We've got my wonderful brother Solo. We've got Bobo, always nice to see you, brother. We've got Matt, nice little bit vaping. Mate, you'll be smashing those reviews out as well. They've been absolutely corking.
Thank you very much.
And I think we're going to be joined by Dean the Double Vapor as well in a bit, so we're going to have a nice full house. Co-presenter, the one and only Flat Cap Vapor. And we are joined by our special Get
Get fine, I get called words.
our special asshole. Special guest. Sorry, brother, I didn't mean that. Matt from Nice Guys, just a little bit vapey. The wonderful Misfits. John Martin from the New Ohm Show. Richard from the Ohm Show. My actual brother. You know him as Solo. I know him as Marky Pose, or my wonderful Alf. He is my brother. And we've also got Steve the BFG, and they're both from Tales of the Ohm.
Guys, as you can see, we've got the wonderful, the whore of live shows at the minute, Vaping with CJ.
The wonderful John from Proper Coils, Harley from Vapemill, the one and only Paul McCartney from Vape Don't Smoke, the one and only Jay Jupiter, Andy from the Skin Vapor, the wonderful Lawrence from E-Sig City. It is Gil. We've also got the men of the moment, ladies and gentlemen. They was on the UK Vape Show last Thursday, so we had a right good giggle. It's the lads from the Late Night Vape Show. We've got the wonderful Kentucky Bill, and we also have the wonderful Mick. As you can see, our new caster, the wonderful Harley. And we've got our special guest, and we've been trying to get on for quite a while. We've just missed each other. The wonderful Above the Clouds, Ian. Big G.
The Leviathan, no one can say his name, the Leviathan Vapor.
Matt is from Cloud9 from the Facebook group. The Misfits, the Vaping Hid, the wonderful Naomi, aka the Munchkin Reviewer. All the way from the US of A is the wonderful Chris Full Moon.
Mick from the Late Night Vape Show.
The original 3 Men and a Vape Show, the king that he is, the one and only Mr. Coily. Matt from Rascal Reviews, the one and only Vaping Mank, fourth member of our team, the wonderful Matt, the wonderful Pud Puff, the one and only Benny Vapes, Nomad Vapor, Patrick Griffin, how you doing, mate? He's from Vape Around. He just custom skins.
I love my custards, but I don't put them on like that.
Is that just for the show, or is he coming to Nottingham as well?
He's coming to Nottingham as well. We have to get him over from Amsterdam, from Rotterdam. But that could be anywhere. Liverpool or
Rome. Oh, the cheese.
Bit of beautiful south here there. We have got the custom Aegis skins, which is the wonderful Hooked on Funk Jane. It is the one and only Mr. B. It's ping pong balls, not King Kong's balls. It's the Vape Ape, the wonderful Skin Vape. And we're joined by the wonderful Flat Cap. And people, it is his last show. I'm absolutely gutted.
Yeah. I'm dead apparently after this, and everyone says I'm going to be dead.
That's it, we're cutting you out of his life, mate. That's it, done.
I'm gone.
Yes, he's done it.
It's time.
And we're going to introduce you to the brand new caster, 3 Men and a Vape Show. Show yourself. It is the one and only. It is the one and only Mr. B. And we've got our special guest, the wonderful Simon62.
Yo. Today we've got amateur vapor in.
But if not, this is Tom. The wonderful Salford Vapor. The one and only, the evil wizard, Lee Armitage. And the wonderful Kieran. The one and only, the Vaking Viper. Vaking Viper?
He's a snake.
I'm a snake. The Viking Vapor John. The wonderful James McTavish. Lee Finney. My brother from another, my soulmate from the vaping community. The one and only Paul McCartney from Vape Don't Smoke. One of my oldest friends in vaping, the wonderful Danny MBK Vapor, the wonderful JP, a misfit. Well, in fact, there's 4 misfits.
The Grizzly Grizz. Tonight is the battle of the shows. Because we have the UK Vape Show, number 2 show in the whole of the UK. Caster with us. Andy's buddy Aiden, but Adam Retro Vape TV.
The one and only Net Reality Graham, the wonderful Vaping with Vic. Hopefully we're going to have some sort of like informative stuff, or maybe it'll just go on to lots of giggles. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, it's 8 PM. That means one thing, it is 3 men and a vape show. Good evening, I hope you're all fine on the 100th show. Big shout out to Harley for making that all up. That was it. I think we got most of the guests there. I think we missed maybe a couple, but we got most of the guests there. Harley, thank you so much for doing that. Obviously, with me being poorly and things that have been happening, we was expecting to be able to have Simon, Mr. Coyley, and also Salford Vapor and Flat Cap, and we were going to do like a bit of a show with all the casters. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get that all together. Salford isn't very well, so please go over there, send some love to Salford. Mr. Coyley's got real life things and Flat Cap couldn't make it, so we will eventually get that show for you. But tonight is the 100th show, and thank you so much to everybody over the 100 shows that we've done that have been a guest. You are a bunch of stars, and like normal, I will introduce you to our normal casters. The wonderful Harley, how are you, brother?
A bit emotional. Do you know what Mr. B said? All things you could have put in this things Aiden said, and there were quite a few things that came to mind while making it. First one was, if you've got 10 hours available and you watch 6 minutes of every episode, you'll realise that you could probably make a full week of highlights because there is that many good and funny and memorable moments throughout all the shows. Second of all is how much Aiden cocks up.
I was thinking that.
Every other show. He's got to be at least 60 shows where something's gone wrong at the beginning of the show.
I have a big wobbly gob.
I think during that intro, if we made a drinking game where you took a shot every time Aiden fucked up somebody's name, you'd be pissed by then.
To be honest with you, that's probably the reason why that I've actually messed it up, because normally there's a lot of them shows that I used to go out of at road to Working Men's Club. I've done about 14 pints before I've actually come and done the show. So,
bearing in mind, there's over 6,000 minutes worth, and that were only 6. Seriously, go back and just watch the first 3 minutes. There's episodes that start like this. There's episodes that start like this. There's episodes with fucking everything, I'm telling you. It's unbelievable. It takes some sort of level of commitment to fuck up that much.
It does, yeah, that's what we've got. We've also, while he's done that one, thank you very much for that, Harley. We've also got the one and only Mr. B. How are you, brother?
I'm spamtastic. We've now Harley's got his place on the show. He is the show historian.
Well, it's not that, because it's a milestone for you. Is it you on like your 52nd show or something on this? Now, Harley?
Yeah, which also makes me the longest running caster as well. Apart from you, obviously. So
there you go.
Mum, I made it. I got this far. They kept there.
But once again, I do want to just say for Mr. Coyley, Salford, and Flat Cap as well, who have been a big part of this show. Thank you very much to them. And it has been a brilliant run. 100, like I said, over 100 shows, but we did a 99.5 just to give you an update. But yeah, thank you so much. And the biggest thing is everybody who's in chat. You really do make the show, and you join us week in, week out. You support us all the time. All the people in the Facebook group as well. And we can't say anything without Matty Hardy as well. He runs the Facebook group. He's a big part of us. Big love to Matty, Benny Vape hands to him. So big love to you. So, like normal, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much for everybody who's joined us in chat. We love you all. Look after yourselves, and hopefully we're going to have a good hour or so and a couple of good old giggles. But like normal, we have to do the people who are on the replay. So, do you know what I've been doing as well? I've been messing around with my screen, so I can't seem to find where... Oh, there we are, it's there.
This one's for all the cool cats on the replay.
So, next 100th show, 200th show, you can do that bit now. People on the replay!
So first of all, we've got Bob Cattrall. Harley's still for Prez, but big love for the COVID kid, and Mr. B looks like a reject from Avatar. I think it means with all the blue stuff. Yeah. Sparks on Fly, big up the Three Men crew. Glad you're feeling better, Aidan. John Paul Glasgow, shout to Mr. B for speaking his mind on the VA platoon on Tuesday. Liz says Harley is a legend of legends. He is, thank you, Liz. Matthew Watson, great show, guys, and great to see you back, Aidan, and you're getting your health back. Paul Schofield says, great show, Aidan, Harley, Mr. B. The half made all the difference. Working so couldn't watch live. Look forward to next week. Hope you're all feeling better, Aidan. Big love to you all. And last but not least, Rasper was. You should ditch the handshake time between you all. You hardly recognise any of the hardware in the photos.
I did read that. I thought, thanks very much, Rasper. Did you wake up on the wrong side of the fucking bed, son? I thought that, because Rasper's usually really, really nice. I think he was doing that a bit of tongue-in-cheek. And I must admit, we did get quite a number of them last week. I don't think any of us are fucking reviewers.
Do you realise, over the last week, how many times I've been called fucking Baymax?
Oh, that's that. Yeah, that thing you did look a bit like it last week.
But what my wife turned around to me and said, she goes, when somebody said Baymax, all I thought was you trying to squeeze through a door or something. As Baymax, if you've ever watched Big Hero 6, he tries to squeeze through a door and always ends up pulling it through, or the window through, or whatever. And when she did my face in white and someone said it looked like Baymax, all week long she'd been like, morning Baymax, fuck off.
I just thought, I also had this thing, because there were a thing on WCW wrestling, and they used to be like this.
Oh,
that man who used to sit in a thing, they used to try and kill Canania, and fucking his face, where he was like somebody had death or something. It did make me damn giggle, mate. I must admit, it was really good. So well done, Samantha. I did like that a hell of a lot. It was.
Is it really bad that I know exactly what character you're talking about? I can name it and tell you exactly who it is.
What's his name?
The character was called Pain,
right?
And it was based on the Hellraiser gimmick, and it was the WWF wrestler called Goldust who did it.
Oh no, I'm not on about. I'm on about these. It were called. It were like their faction against Hulkamania, and there were a bloke who had this like fucking. He had like these eyebrows, and then they had like something death or something. Well, I'll remember it for next week, and I'll get a picture. You just sat on this fucking. No, it wasn't Kamala. It wasn't Kamala. You could quite imagine Mr. V doing that, couldn't you? Smacking his belly and stuff like that. The Dungeon of Doom, that's what it was, the Dungeon of Doom.
Dungeon of Doom, bloody hell.
Yeah. Quite a number of years ago, that. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of when you were sat there. Either that or some Buddha off his tits on coke.
Yeah, that's usually the one. Or a really heavily drunk Buster Bloodvessel.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Well, and the thing is, because she'd got that shaving foam that when you rub it in, it obviously just you started off blue and then it just rubbed in. I quite liked it. It made me giggle.
And when she squirted it over me, I thought, all right, she squirted it over. Then she came back to wipe it down. I was like, oh, you bitch. You bitch.
Hey, you be careful what you say about her. We like her, don't we, Ed?
We do, yeah. We think she's really good. In fact, I can hear her in the background in my head going, you haven't set that to share, have you, fatty? I haven't done it to share. Thank you very much, Sam.
She's probably messaged me and I've not seen it.
Probably. She probably has done. Well, I'll tell you what. Why? Because we get these wrong all the time anyway. I think it's a little bit time that we do a bit of the old hand check time.
It's that time, people. It's hand check time.
Hand check time.
I like facts. I like that. Mr. B with his black eyes reminds me of a slim Uncle Fester. Call me slim anything you've had around for tea, son.
Amanda Gibson with the Segele Funchayo. Yeah, one of them things. With the Geek Vape Zeus home tank.
So that's one we've got.
How do we pronounce that? The
Jungle
Segele...
Juice.
No, the Segele...
I was going to say Dark Star. You beat me to it.
Fuchai.
Fuchai. It's the Fuchai.
Maybe. Fears me caring. The Bill Richards with the... Does anyone know what mod it is?
It's the Obelisk.
It is. The Obelisk 200 and the Troll RTA with Eaton Mess inside. Eaton Mess? Isn't that what you call number 10 at the minute?
He's gone political, people. He's gone political.
Bob Catchell, Brunheld SBS mod with a Siegfried RTA. Harley for press. Big love to the COVID kid.
Band.
Big love.
COVID kid. I'm loving this COVID kid. Christian Doyle.
That's a Times Vape mod, isn't it?
It is. It's for Keen.
Keen.
Yes.
It's the Keen.
Do you know what's on the top?
I'm not quite sure what's on the top, if I'm honest.
It's an RDA.
It's quite a good RDA. It's the Asgard Mini.
Ooh.
The drip tip was throwing me off. Is that a smock drip tip on it?
Does look smocky.
Yeah.
Obsessed with smoke drip tips.
It is.
He says he's got some proper coils. You can also use code Irishman10 to pay full price.
Or use Little Bro Vape 10, you get 10% off.
Well, I mean, it's up to you. You can use either, but Aiden's does sound a bit better. Craig Welsh, checking the hand. SQ Evo Neo. Yeah. Coffee
Nice
Nick
one,
pouches.
And some coffee.
Do you know, when my nan were in hospital...
20 nicotine pouches.
Is that
Yeah.
like snus that you put in your mouth? Is it the same thing?
Snooze.
Well, there's some stuff that you put at the side of your gum in there, and I think that's
snus.
what they are.
That's called
Well-
snooze, yeah.
Snus.
And I heard some
Bless you.
things about the old versions, because they've changed them now. The old versions used to be really bad for you.
Big love,
They used to
Bobo.
cause mouth cancer and all sorts. The old version, just to clarify. But I had some while my nan were in hospital, so I try and stay away as much as possible. So I put these pouches in, and they were burning my gum. I don't
Yeah.
think they physically burn, but it
It's
proper
nicotine.
felt bad.
We tested them. They were quite a number of years ago. We got them at expos. They give you loads of boxes out for you to test, and a lot of people. And one girl who was a friend of Jenny's, and she ended up in hospital really badly with it. Really badly burnt her.
I do have to clarify, it wasn't that brand that I used, but
No.
Just in case we get sued.
I know
Bullshit.
lots of people who've used them when they've been on planes and stuff like that, and they've been fine. So I think it's what certain people have with it. I had one which was 4 milligram, and it was sort of like a dry mouth I got, and it started making me feel sick. You know, like 'cause I got a nicotine rush, and then they give me, instead of like just plain water, they give me fizzy water. That nearly made me sick.
Oh,
Oh, it was
I
horrible.
remember the nicotine spray that dropped me to a knee. Did that stuff? It was horrible.
they're apparently really popular in Sweden.
Yeah,
It's
that's where they have it a lot. Sweden, snus.
Next up, we've got Daniel Gunningham.
Essex, Mini, is it?
That's what it looks like.
He's got the nipple. He's got the SX nipple.
Then
With
what's
the
the-
board.
That on top's quite popular. What is it? Because my mind's gone blank.
I can't really see the thingy a bit. I'm not quite sure if I'm totally honest with you.
Looks like a QP.
Yeah, it's the QP.
Yeah, Violator.
Violator.
Yeah, I've never had one. I know. I should have known what it were, but I've never had one.
QP Bill Cosby.
Darren James
So
with
we've got the double barrel with
Yes.
the Supreme, is it?
Yep.
We've then got that's a customs mod, isn't it? The middle one with
Hatchet.
with the V2,
Yeah.
and then you've got the it's the new
The house
1.
brick.
It's not the 1.5, I don't think, because it hasn't got the little crawly bits. So it's the yeah. Oh,
Ragnar with the Titan PWM.
that's it. PWM. It's not the 1.5 because it hasn't got the rattly bits at the side.
Darth's got the Vupu Argus Pro with some Enlightened Lemon Pocket.
Really nice.
I'm so glad you do that every time, because every time I go biddy.
Amatorium.
Now,
Ooh,
That's a whip.
that's some nice shy tots. I've got some stuff for them to do.
Shy Tot, I tell you what, that whiplash from Shy Tots is fantastic.
Who's actually is it with the whip?
Jane.
Oh, it's Jane's. Well, there you go. What
Jane?
is the mech? This is not out of my league. This I'm not quite sure.
Brass Vert.
Oh, the brass vert. I like the whip
Yes.
though.
You don't think in that picture though, if you just to flash that in front of someone, they'd think it was a sex toy.
Yeah, it does look.
Well, depends which end you're using.
It's a good picture, but oh my gosh.
Whoa!
But you don't want to be using the wrong end, do you? Because you're going to lose the top cap.
You'll lose your top.
Can you imagine that going to nurse? There, excuse me, I've
not-
got a Valhalla stuck up my flu.
I am not suggesting you would use a mech mod as a sexual aid. My point is, it looks a bit like a sex. Never mind.
Well, you could do.
I mean, if you cover it in silicone,
Wrap a condom round it. It'd be right.
I'll go out on a guess on this. It's the Groose.
nope.
I'm not quite sure what the actual tank is, if I'm totally honest with you.
No,
Nah.
I'm a blank on that one.
I know what the coil is. The
Well,
coil's the Freemax from Freemax Twister coils.
I'm not sure what the tank is.
It's a
Rasper,
tank
you can
that's-
shout at us next week down in the comments.
Yeah, it is definitely a Freemax Twister coil, though. Isn't it, Liz? Mark Howard, a blast from the past tonight. Who remembers this?
That's not. No, it's not an ISO tank. I thought it was an ISO tank for a second. Then
No,
the
is
middle's out.
it an Aspire?
I'm not even going to pretend I know what that is.
That
Not a clue.
it looks
not
Aspire. It looks, like the Atlantis, but it isn't. It's too fat for the Atlantis.
The coil looks familiar. I think someone's brought one into shop before and gone, have you got one of these type thing. But
Story of my life.
Anybody
Too
in
fat
chat
for
know what
Atlantis.
this is?
Mark
Let us
Howard,
know.
get a minute to him and let us know, yeah?
It's if I Luke 2 with the other one, or 3.
Matt Mannion.
Matt Mannion, are you okay, brother? Nice bit of no thrills.
And some
It's the-
shoes.
Lost
So
Vape Centaurus.
Yes, and then you've also got, it's the Vupu, is it the Drag X?
Argus GT.
GT.
So on top of the Argus GT, you've got the Zeus RTA. And on top of the Lost Vape, you have got the Seika Sabone.
I thought you might have got it, Rob.
Mark Blizzard with
Ooh,
the
I
Tesla
like
Invader
that.
2.
Oh,
Brunel.
that is sexy. Oh,
That is pretty sexy.
Yeah, maybe not the tank on it. I don't think the tank suits it.
No.
But yeah, I like the mod. That's really nice, that.
Mrs. B, if you ever want to know what I want for Christmas, you're looking at it. That is gorgeous.
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 Paul Grierson.
I'm guessing that's a Drag 3. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it looks like the Drag 3, and it looks like, is it the Aegis Legend?
Legend.
He
Harley,
really
you
looks
have
that
you
way.
have the answers in front of you.
I don't. Some I do, not all of them.
You're right, Rob, I'm saying.
And that's it.
It does look like the Aegis.
It's got the button for the ages. That's the damn
See,
button.
You can say what you want, but this game becomes very hard when people start putting Aegis-looking devices because it could be from almost any manufacturer ever.
And is that the... Oh, it's not the intake jewel, that is it? It's, what's the tank on it? Fucking hell, we're not very good reviewers here, are we? I ain't got a clue what the tank is.
It looks like the intake.
It's just that it doesn't look like it's got the airflow going down. It looks like bottom airflow, not top airflow.
That is bottom airflow.
Yeah, I was saying because obviously the intake is...
100% is bottom airflow. That.
So I turn brightness up a bit.
Take brightness up. It can put big light on, love. Big light on. Not got a clue.
Add a bit of contrast.
There you go.
And that was hand checks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Harley, and thank you so much, everybody, as well, for putting your hand checks in. You did miss one, didn't you? I think there were a T-shirt.
Yes, that is on here.
You've got to show that, because if not, Darth Vapor will cry.
Oh, thank God for
Well,
that.
carry on, and I'll find it. I have saved it. I just don't know where I've saved it to.
Rebirth RTA, maybe?
For half a second then, I thought that was going to be a rib on me. Just for, you've got a T-shirt, haven't you, Harley? Let's go shit. What bastards? Look at
Oh, the trouble is, though, if it were a Fat Bastard T-shirt, I'd be wearing it with you, brothers here, right? But saying that, I have lost the stone. Thank you very much as well for everybody who has been commenting and asking if I'm okay
Well,
and sending messages. It's been really, really... I know not just Darth, it was from Lisa Simpson as well. I think she's actually done she's bought the T-shirt and she's done a little bit of design on the back. Well...
Bought the T-shirt, worn the T-shirt, designed the T-shirt.
Right, so Lisa Simpson posted a picture of this handsome fucker.
It's
with
Darth
this
Vapor.
sexy T-shirt on.
Woo! That's a nice T-shirt.
And she's done the bit on the back. It looks absolutely fantastic. Bit of Darth Vapor. Thanks, sir.
It is awesome. Sorry, Lisa and Darth. I did save it. I just don't know where it's saved to. Sorry.
Mark, I'll tell you now, mate. It's lost a stone. It could have been a couple of kidney stones, but yeah, no, I've definitely...
I've lost a few stone this year out in my back garden.
I mean, I'll tell you what, obviously with the diabetes, and which you're just changing my medication on now, which is really good. And then with obviously having COVID, yeah, stone. So I'm fitting in a smaller T-shirt. Not that much smaller, but there we go. I'm down to, I think it's 16, that's 16.4, I think, 16.6, which is really
Fuck
good.
me, ladder. Fuck me, ladder. I was that at birth.
Well, I always used to say to people I was at one point, so I wore it £8.5.
Yeah, I was for 3 seconds.
Big shout out to all our sponsors as well, the wonderful Oxford and Proper Coils. We've also got the Vapaholics and the wonderful Rochford Project. You will have your chance to get yourself some hands on. See, it's starting already. To get your hands on some Rochford Project. We're going to be doing 2 giveaways. So roughly in about 10 minutes time, we're going to do the first one. 2 giveaways because it is the 100th show.
Has OBS not got some sort of setting where it detects you saying a word and then activates them? Because I feel like a Power Ranger every time I do that.
Did you not notice, though? Did you not notice me and Harley was perfectly in sync there? Like,
Was that not with you, lads? Was that not with you? I'm sorry.
No, you did the vape, then me and Harley was like, in sync. Like, we're getting like a boy band going here.
Yeah. Well, you say 3 Men in a Vape Show is 3MV.
Yeah, 3MV, that's what we are.
Shrek says he's struggling to use a weigh bridge. We're getting there. It's summertime, and we start getting to fucking winter. I start eating more.
You know when you've got a problem that every time you do jumping jacks, a little island in the Philippines gets washed out.
Yeah,
that's when you know you've got a problem.
Touch your toes. Touch your toes. So, obviously with me having COVID, I ended up getting a message from Mr. B and his wonderful wife, Samantha. And apparently that some of the long-term things that you get with COVID is that your penis shrinks.
I never said that. Pardon?
You did, obviously, and your wife sent me a picture as well to prove it. You said you didn't have COVID.
my penis shrank at birth and never grew again. That was it.
That's the thing. Your penis shrinks. Apparently, your periods get a bit different. My taste and my smell's coming back now, which is good. That were a strange thing, not being able to taste it. You had farting, I think. Sure, there should be something else here.
I think, as far as COVID goes, I think that for me would be the worst feature of it.
I'm looking at your eyes being on fire.
I'd put up with that. I'd just put a little cloth over it and I'd be fine. Not being able to taste a decent curry, I'd be pissed.
That's still my highlight of everything. Of us going, Aidan, you've got bronchiolitis. Your best phone doctors, find out if you need to be checked or... Right, okay, I've just got off from doctors. He's going to phone later. And he's told me to send me a picture of my eyes. What the fuck?
I did. Lou sat there with camera phone and I'm going like that. She's going, put your hands down. We can see them. They're all right. And they were just like, I sent you the picture. I look like some rabbit. You know them albino rabbits with just like red eyes.
He sounded like a...
Sure.
Yeah. It sounded like a bad joke. Doctor, I've got a footache. All right, send me a picture of your hand.
I'll tell you what, that from COVID, the eyes bit and the nose, just breathing in were like on fire in my eyes. You could cook on my eyes. I'm telling you now, you could have got 2 eggs and put them in my eyes.
Well, you kind of did look like you'd been on a 3-day crack binge.
Oh, mate. Obviously, me and Louise, we've been together like 16 years, been married 12. She said, I've never seen you so poorly. We thought I was going to go to hospital. If I'd not had my 2 jabs on it, I'd have been on my way, I'm telling you. I was so poorly.
Yeah, well.
And the thing is on top of that, obviously, I'd had like 3 weeks with the diabetes stuff, and I'm just drained. Absolutely drained with it all, but I'm feeling a hell of a lot better.
Well, you see, it might have been a good job that you got your diabetes sorted when you did. You know what I mean? You never know. That might have been a factor that would have made it a lot worse for you.
Oh, God, yeah. Bloody hell.
Oh, it just absolutely wiped me. The worst couple of nights were on my birthday night and on the Monday, the hallucinations were just like, out of this world. You know, because of the fever.
Yeah.
I was just hallucinating. I was coming in and out, and Blue were having to obviously check on me. The 3 kids just shrugged it off. They had like 3 days, 4 days where it was bad for them, but not really, really bad. And then, but me, just completely whacked me 2 weeks. I'm still not the greatest now.
The impressive thing for me was last week. The impressive thing for me was last week. When you came, because obviously we all meet up before the show and we have a chat, and he came up. As soon as it loaded up the Zoom thing, it was like, yeah, lads. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Oh. And as soon as he went live, right, everybody, it's time for the show. It's like, fucking hell. I've gone
and got a bath, and I come downstairs, and I was absolutely bollocks. Just having a bath and then coming down. Oh, I think I had a shower. Just to come down, and it just bollocks me from there. And you get that thing. Me and Mark have said about this loads of times. There's plenty of shows where we've all felt shit, and then you get into the show and you're just happy that you're doing the show. You end up having such a good giggle, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? He's having
Absolutely.
He's having a really good giggle. But yes, the long-term thing about my penis shriveling up, I will make sure that I do keep everybody posted on my shriveled penis.
Are you going to vlog it?
Yeah.
Hi guys, day 20. We're back to 20 centimetres.
Are you fucking kidding yourself?
I have been pulling
back to
it.
20 centimetres.
No, I'm talking about myself.
Oh, okay, yeah, bullshit.
No, did you think I said
Big
centimetres? I said millimetres.
That's more like it. That's more like it. I think I run about. I was telling a story last night how I'd bit into this French fancy, and they killed me. But the worst comment to be told was I was explaining to someone who didn't know, because we had a few people from my age and whatever, what a French fancy was. And I said it's an inch cube. And Mrs. B at that point walked in and went, oh, so you do know what an inch looks like then? Fuck off.
I love French fancies. To me, French fancies are them Mr. Kipling cakes.
Yeah, they are. Never again. Damn near killed me.
I absolutely love a French fancy, mate.
See, normally, like in years gone by, I could, French fancy in one, not a problem. I bit the fucker in half and it nearly killed me.
I watched that on your show, and what I couldn't understand with that is, just before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 giveaways for the Rochford Project because Jay's an absolute star. First of all, make sure you stick your thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. We need the thumbs up, it helps with the analytics. Also, make sure that you get over to the Vape Around Awards and vote for the wonderful Rochford Project. He's an absolute star. And just like normally it is, Rochford. Get Rochford in, ladies and gentlemen, and you are in a chance of winning 2 of his wonderful flavours. You said that it got like powder that come out, and I didn't normally have powder. No.
I didn't mean powder came out. What happened was it must have been slightly dry in the centre, because when I bit into half, it sort of disintegrated into a powder, and then I inhaled it rather than swallowed it, and it just made me choke. It was horrible.
Oh, I'll tell you now, that just brings me back from when I was a kid. Can you remember the sherbet dib dab? So they were about that big and they were yellow, and you had like a bit of licorice stuck out the top of it. So what you used to do is you used to rip the top out of it. I wasn't really keen on the licorice, so I used to throw that. And then what I used to do then is he's like, neck it down. Look at that. Somebody's going to get that, aren't they? I used to neck it down. Well, obviously, halfway through it, I needed to sneeze. Bang, it all come back out, fizzing out my nose. It looked like I had a big night out in fucking Vegas or something like that.
Like babies. I tell you, it was a horrible experience. I don't know what was worse, the fact that my wife, in my dire needing help as I'm dying on the sofa, he sat there laughing at me. And I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of need a drink.
Something's not working here.
What do you mean something's not working? What do you mean something's not working?
Ah, it is now if you press that button. Sorry.
We've just gone live, cracking. Hi, guys.
It's like, yeah.
The 100 show.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not working right. There's nobody named. There's 49 eligible users. Please make sure you stick the thumbs up. Yeah, just come out my nose. It were absolutely horrible. That was the good thing about, I feel, back in the 80s, is when you used to be able to get the films on in an afternoon, and Mum used to go, here you go, here's 50 pence or whatever, and you go and get loads of like K-Lie and fucking sherbet dib-dabs and all that, and just sit and watch a bit of television. Now you have to give your kids like £6 or something, don't you?
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, to be fair, the cost of sweets is going up, which is a good thing for me, technically. Can't spend as much. I'll never buy a French fancy ever again.
Oh, I love French fancies.
No, I have nearly died in many different ways. That has to be the stupidest.
The thing that, obviously now with diabetes, I've got these Go bars or something like that they're called.
Oh, Go bars. They're awesome.
They're like, there's birthday cake and there's like lemon cake, but they actually, you know, when you take them out the thingy, if you're not careful, you can just like rip them apart. They're like sponge. They're made out of fucking nothing, really, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just dust mixed up with a little bit of cake mixture.
It's there to give you a taste, just to try and take the edge off the sweetness.
The thing about it is the kids have fucking started eating them. So they've got all the bars and everything that I've stopped eating. I come back to it, and do you know what? I love this as well with your kids. Or anybody in this house, you go to him, who's at him? I ain't touched him. So obviously I've not hit him. They're all looking at Dog, and he's like, well, he can't open the fucking cupboards, can he? They're right at the top. So somebody out of you three, have gone in there, there's all them chocolate bars and everything. You've gone and opened it, knowing your dad's got diabetes. And I go, do you want to kill me? Do you think you're going to get Christmas presents if I'm not here? You know what I mean?
I've got 7 dogs to blame. Who's at my chocolate? Fucking Poppy, bitch.
I like it though. You'll go to Lou. Who's that? I don't know who's at him. And then by the time I've done it, my mum said I could have one. Lou, how come they can have everything in mine?
Lou sat there going, what? I never said anything at all.
Lou, where's my prawns gone? Oh, the kids fancied some. It's the only thing I can eat in the frigging fridge. You're sat down here with all these carbohydrates and all this shit. Eat the stuff. What do you mean, Lou, there's radishes left? I don't like radishes. What do you mean you don't like radishes? I can't even fucking say it, Lou.
Who likes radishes?
Can we not talk about radishes, please? It's a sore subject.
Why, did you have a really bad sexual experiences and radishes or something?
No, fucking squirrel ate mine.
A squirrel?
Let's move on. It's painful, right?
No, we're not moving on anywhere.
How can you move on from a squirrel at my radish?
See, I'll see if I can find a picture while I'm telling you a story.
What, you took a picture of it nicking your radish?
No, right? We were sat in kitchen over a week.
Bastard!
Don't, it's not even funny. I'm going to cry and everything. Right, we're sat in kitchen over a week, and Steph goes, oh, look, there's a squirrel. So we're all looking outside, and I'm like, oh, look, Lily, squirrel. Oh, isn't it beautiful? Oh, pretty little innocent squirrel. Isn't that lovely? Oh. 2 days later, I go outside. And this was time we were back and forth to hospital and shit. I hadn't really been on my vegetable patch. And I go, and now my vegetable patch, I can't find a picture. I've always said I'm going to do a vegetable patch with the kids, just because it's something for them to do. It teaches them about growing veg and shit, whatever.
You chose radishes.
So, 30-degree hot weather, I decided...
What vegetable no fucker likes?
30-degree hot weather, I decided to dig out this little thing. And then I realised how much effort that were in 30-degree weather, so I'd only took topsoil off. Me and Lily planted some seeds. I didn't expect much out of it. There's carrots at a bit of an hill, so I put carrots at the top because they don't need much water, it'll drain off them. Then there's beetroots. I'm going to make some pickled beetroot or some shit. I don't know what you do with veg, I don't eat it. Then I got some radishes, and I got some lettuces. Everything's growing nicely. Radishes were first out there, growing beautifully. I don't even know what you do with radish, but it's growing nicely, yeah? I'm proud of that. Lily's absolutely on moon with him. Anyway, all this hospital shit, I get back, and I'm like, I'll go water him. I'm looking, and I thought, there's a leaf there, so I pick it up, and I'm looking at it. And this leaf looks like it's been cut perfectly. I'm like, that's a bit suspicious, that. And it's nowhere near any radishes. Then I kept watering, and I thought, there's another leaf. That's nowhere near any radishes either. Until I realised there weren't any fucking radishes at all. There was a complete clean slate where my radishes used to be. So now I've got carrots, beetroots, a big gap, then lettuces. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, where's my radishes gone? They've been pulled out of the ground. This pesky fucking squirrel was all innocent on my fence, like, oh, look at me, I'm a squirrel. They're fucking gone. A lot of them. I found
So do you know what's really good about this bit, right? This fucking squirrel's got back home to his family, right? Which they call this squirrel Walter because he's not all together. He ain't got all the full fucking nuts, right? So he's come back home. He's gone, look at the size of these nuts, and his mum's gone, you fucking pillock. The radishes. We don't eat radishes. We eat fucking nuts. What do you think we are? He's going, I don't know. I thought they were nuts. So you've got Walter, the spacked up fucking squirrel, coming back.
Who thinks he's Al Capone?
Yeah, sat there with loads of radishes. Look at the size of these nuts.
I had a magnifying glass out a lot looking for dog prints, but then I thought, no, because the leaves haven't been there. I'm telling you, the squirrels literally picked up and gone, oh yeah, cut that off now, cut that off. Fucking, he may as well have got a frying pan and fucking chucked it all in it on my garden, the prick.
No, he's got back home. Either that as well. What's happened is he's buried them. So when it gets to winter and they're all fucking starving, they're going to be all mouldy and all squidgy.
He didn't need to bury them. They're already fucking buried before he dug them up.
I've just got this image of the squirrel there with knife and fork neatly cutting the leeks. Levelly down the middle.
I haven't told Lily. I just told Lily that we'd already had them. Oh, we had them last night. We were in last night's tea. Did you not taste them? Shame.
Oh, Jesus.
We've got the wonderful Paul from Vape. Don't swear. My phone's not broke. I always message you, bro. Big love. Let's run the first giveaway from the Rochford Project. Let's see who has won. And the winner is Pamela Graham. Well done. You are the first winner. Do you want it? Pamela Graham. If you do, get in touch with... another, just to give you all a heads up, Pam Brighty, who you know from chat, she's from Oz, a bit like Stu. She's been in hospital. She's still in hospital, but she's coming around. She did put a post on her Facebook. We send loads of love to Pam Brighty. We love you loads. Pam wants it. Pam. Little bro vapes at gmail.com.
Apparently, from what I've heard from other shows, Blazing's getting better as well.
Blazing was in the chat at the beginning, so it was really nice.
Oh, I missed him.
Yeah, big love to Blazing as well. We're thinking about it. It's a horrible thing. Anything to do with your ticker.
Absolutely. I mean, I was shocked last week. It was like genuine surprise. Like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not nice at all. It's not nice. It's a horrible thing. But yeah, big love to him. We will be doing another giveaway from the wonderful Rochford Project roughly in about 10-15 minutes time. But before we do that, it is time for Deals of the Week and my favourite bumper. A message from deep within the jungle.
I've searched high and low for a lot of the deals. So here from Vape, Deals of the Week.
Deals of the Week.
I still love that, mate. It's
a good one. It's a good one. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, vapers of all ages, 18 plus, obviously. I have got a few deals this week, mainly from EC1, who have been clearing their shelves, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to start off with this little beast. The Deja Vu Neon 80-watt temperature control kit.
Flat Cat Vape like that. He loves a white mod.
Oh, I do love a white mod too. Was $49.99, now half price.
Big love, Bobo.
$24.99. However, there is only 13 left, so you need to get over there quick to our friends at EC1 and buy it now. Next up, we've got the SX Mini SL class. Ooh. The SX 485J 100-watt box mod. You can get it in Lucky Compass Bronze or Retro Machinery Copper.
That looks a little bit like steampunky, doesn't it?
It does. I prefer the copper one, I must admit. It was $129.99, but they've dropped it all the way to $69.99. That is a 47% saving.
It's got a little bit of a look of the Cold Steel 100 as well, hasn't it?
It does. I tell you, it looks absolutely stunning. I think that is fantastic. I think
the battery compartment makes me think Tesla.
Well, it's definitely SX.
Yeah, Tesla, yeah. It's got that sort of steampunky look, hasn't it?
I think that is the type of vape mod you'd happily take to work.
Yeah.
To show off. I think that's a cool mod. But what do you want to stick on it, though? Here's the question. What about an Asgard Mini RDA by Vapors Cloud? Was $42.99, now just $24.99. However, there is a caveat. You can only get naval brass, and there is only 10 left. However, I think a naval brass one of them and one of them would look really nice together.
Yeah.
I think that would look fantastic.
I'll tell you what, though, on either of that mod, if you had something like maybe a little bit of a silver or something like that, you know, like it look like stainless steel, something on there, it'd look lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, which is lovely, but they don't come in silver, so fuck you. Moving on. It's our friends over at Washington Vapes are selling the Asmodest Minikin 3 box mod. 200 watts was $59.99. Now just a snippet at 25 quid. You get it in black, really good, blue, coffee, purple, or red. I think that's
you know with these the Minikins, I've always wondered why they never centered the 510. If you center that 510, you're going to be able to fit a mass off fucking atty on there, aren't you?
You would. You get away with quite a big one, but then again, how many people use really big atties?
That's quite a number. The other thing as well is what they did with the 3 as well. They stopped that because on the 2 there was like a lip, wasn't there?
Yes.
It went up where they stopped it. That's a really good mod.
Well, for 25 quid, it's a bargain and a half. So just to recap, we've got the Deja Vu kit at 25 quid, the SX Mini at 70 quid, the Asgard Mini at 25 quid, and last but not least, the Asmodest Minikin 3 box mod of 200 watt at 25 quid. That is your deals. Thank you very much. Boom.
And that is the deals of the week. Thank you very much, Mr. B. Absolutely corking. We've got no tech this week. We'll have tech next week. The poor lad's been absolutely run off his feet today, haven't you, mate?
I have.
This shop seems to be taking a long time to get moving.
Well, it will do one brick in a week.
Do you know, I looked over there, it took 20
Were these squirrels? They took all the plasterboard.
It was nearly done, and then I went in one day and there was just this fucking massive gang of squirrels. Just sat around, playing pool, bit of right mess of joint.
That's why they're nicking radishes. You're not paying them enough to do the work.
Everything's hard to get. The chipboard for... Is it chipboard? Ply lining board for floor.
Yeah.
The Travis Perkins didn't have any, B&Q didn't have any, Wicks didn't have any. We ended up buying it off someone off eBay, you know what I mean? Proper dealer, obviously, but it's just like... The wood that I used to do the drop ceiling, that went in space of a month from £3 to £7 something. So all over double price. It is a really shit time for DIY. But it's nearly done now. Ceiling's almost done. The person was supposed to be laying my floors not very well. It's just loads of shit like that. Person that were helping me do something else, his back went, so I had to wait for him for a couple of weeks. It's quite pissed me off. I will like a month. I'll have it done in a month. And then it's been let down after let down. So we'll get some squirrels, paint walls with them.
Oh, Liz, that squirrel has an eBay account now. He's selling radishes.
Yeah. You can buy your own veg box. That's exactly what we want. Harley's veg box.
My friends.
I don't give shit. No, go away.
Can I speak to my friends?
No, what are you going to do?
Can I speak to my friends?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got...
Tough shit, love. What are you doing?
Hang on.
She's going live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is Samantha. This is Mrs. Mrs. B.
Hiya, you alright?
Hiya.
No, stop it.
Oh, right. For God's sake.
Right, stop.
Well, he's getting shouted at. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to get very, very interesting.
The more you create, the more they growl. And I don't need them growling.
If this stinks.
No, it won't.
It might do eventually.
Oh, for God's sake.
Hey, stay away from each other. Right, can you close your eyes?
No, is this
Can you close your eyes?
Can you close your eyes? Hey, if that had been my wife, I'd have been, I'm closing them, love.
I like this part. It feels like I'm a commentator.
Bullshit.
It is, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen.
No!
Oh, he opened his eyes!
He opened his eyes! That's against the rules. He's not allowed to open his eyes.
I don't give shit. You are not putting that over my head. No. No, you're not doing. No, don't do it.
I'd have took the spoon out
No,
first.
Dave, no. There's too much time. No,
There's too much time.
shit. Oh, that's cold. That's really fucking cold.
That's a McFlurry, guys.
That is an Oreo, a McFlurry. Yeah, just to let everybody know, that was staged. That's gonna stink.
Please give me a towel.
Right, I've been asked to go and get
That's him.
That is gonna absolutely stink. You're gonna have that sort of smell of baby sick for hours.
I feel right. If you look at him now, bless him.
This teacher's got holes in it.
That is terrible. That is.
Oh, fucking hell.
I like how she just throws towel at him.
Oh, I'm back now.
Well done, Samantha. Absolutely fantastic. A little bit of an Oreo McDonald's.
I know, yeah.
Mate, Shaz bought you another one. It is in the fridge, so you can eat that later.
No,
What flurry was that?
It was an Oreo.
hang on, we've lost you.
I like that's how his main concern. What flavour was that?
What with that? I'm not being funny, but can you imagine that if it had been fucking squirrels? Oreo squirrels.
Yeah.
That's really cold. Oh, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, that is going to absolutely stink in the morning.
As if it's just a thank you.
Basically, I knew it was the 100th show. I've been working all day and I didn't have time to plan anything or do anything
Wonderful.
at all.
Yeah, wonderful.
And then, on the way home, I had an idea and I saw that Harley was online. So I messaged Harley.
Right.
It was Harley who set this
He
up.
put a lot of laughing faces, but then he did say, I think you'd be in real big trouble. But
I stuck up for you, Mr. B. I've got to prove. I stuck up for you, brother. I stuck up for you.
I'm not being funny, but it's a good job that he's actually got his shower all sorted now, because if not, he's going to stink of baby
Oh,
sick.
that would be fucking awful, wouldn't it?
He's going to stink of baby sick. Well done, Samantha. I quite like that.
Don't look at me like that. I stuck up for you, yeah? I'll show you I stuck up for you, I'm telling you. Dude, don't give me them eyes. Fuck off. I stuck up for you.
We've got a question in chat. What is everybody's favourite mouth-to-lung device? I've had a couple along the road. The Pandora from Yacht Vape, that is really, really good. Also, the Nico from Aspire, that was really, really good as well. What about you, Ali?
What? He's giving me dead eyes, dude. I can't concentrate while he's giving me dead eyes.
Mouth to lung.
Camry Tech Pipe.
Mouth to lung. For quitters, I still always recommend the Smock Nodes. He's always had a good success rate in my shop for getting people off. And they're cheap, 20 quid. Especially the old ones.
This is really nice as well. The one that I've just been testing, it's the Whirl. I've been using this while I've been poorly, and the battery life's really good. It's the Whirl T1 Pod Mod. That's been quite nice, and you just turn it around and it changes the different wattage to it. That's been really nice. Cool.
What were the last Vaporesso ones? They brought out two, an 80 watt and a 40 watt.
Yeah, that's the
GTX.
GTX Lux GTX.
No, the sticks.
Yeah, that's the GTX. He's got the Lux Q. The GTX, so I wouldn't really recommend for mouth to lung.
No,
you're on about the tube.
Is it the GT40?
Yeah, that's not mouth to lung.
That wouldn't recommend that. No, there's two. There's the 80 watt and the 40 watt.
40 watt, yeah, but even so, it is very, very an airy draw.
Well, what I was gonna say is our last does MTL, and since I get her that one, because she's got about 5, and since I get her that one, she's been using it. I didn't rate it all that much, but she really does like it. So
that's another good device. The Aegis Nano from Geek Vape, that is really good. Another one as well that they did was the K1. That was good. Sort of like the pod sort of side. But if you're looking like a more of the like an RTA or that sort of way, but I'd say the Pandora and also the Nico's really, really good. And obviously the I've got 2 of them. Darth bought me one for my birthday, and Les sent me one. The K-Fun.
The Berserk. Redux is Berserker Mini V2, but that's rebuildable, so not for newbies. Bill Richards says Touring MTL is good. I don't think Steam Crave Glass Mini is MTL, is it?
Yeah, I think it is. The
Aspire
Glass Mini
GT.
is.
Hog plus vanilla.
Yeah,
Top
Max
MTL.
Emerson,
I tell you what.
the
I
Cool
tell you what,
Fire
from-
Z80 kit with the new Zenith tank, really good.
A good cheap one, a really good cheap one, is the Kazoku MTL RTA. Because they do two. They do the direct to long and they do the MTL one. The MTL one's banging.
I don't know about a lot. I know I've spoken to a lot of people. I've gone more mouth to lung over the years.
It's something like maybe, what's the Gatta? The Gatta's a good one for MTL.
What else? If you're looking at like pod mods, obviously it's a bit, or pods, it's a bit different. But if you're looking at RTAs and things, there's quite a number of really decent stuff out there.
What overall brand would you suggest for MTL? Because there's certain brands like Aspire. Aspire seem to do really well in the MTL market.
The ninth tank, yeah, the ninth tank.
But you've got you look at Aspire. They've been known for a long time. Obviously, they've had the Nautilus coils. Let us know in chat what you think about Nautilus coils, because I would talk to a number of people, and like there were like an handful of them who didn't like the coils, and then there's an handful that do. Obviously, I go back quite a long way back at vaping with Nautilus coils. I've always loved them. My dad still uses the first Nautilus tank. He's still got 3 of them, which is absolutely brilliant. It does everything that he wants it to do. 5 mil capacity. Graham says he doesn't like them. He says they're pish. The BVC coils are good, yeah.
The thing about BBC coils there, they do coils.
The good thing about BVC is Aspire have kept them as a running coil, so you can use them for so many Aspire devices.
Yeah, well, it's something I've got to give Vaporesso a big shout out about, and also really you got to look at Vupu and people like that who are keeping these coils going, like your Nautilus, your GTXs, where it was like every brand new tank had a brand new coil. And then you've got like
silly at one point.
Yeah, and another big thing that I love is Watofo now bringing out these rebuildables. That if I've got to be honest with you, that PMP rebuildable was better than the PMP coil. And I did it live. I did it where I took everything out. I recorded it as I took everything out. I read the instructions and I did it, and it was simple to do. It took me roughly 5 minutes, but if you've been doing that for quite a while, and I think you can get for the PMP, I think it's like 7 mesh strips for that. So you're looking at 7 coils for £7. Where if you're looking at normally, you're getting what, 3-4 coils for about £8.
See, A Up Me Ducks just made a bloody cracking point there. The Kizoku Limit, which is the MTL version, not only is it a rebuildable RTA, but it also takes the BVC coils.
Yeah, it can be a little bit leaky and it can be a little bit finicky.
Mine never leaked. Well, I had the direct to long.
Yeah, so it can be a little bit leaky and a bit funny. And the trouble with it being a stock coil, it came, obviously you bought it with the Tech Mod, which was a side-by-side. That's where it was sort of like a package that it came with. It was underpowered.
I got the direct to long version, the Unlimit, and I loved it. My only issue with it was how fucking tall it was.
Oh, it's a massive. It's like the same size as an 8650.
8650, yeah. Bloody tall. It was all right in stock coil mode, but the second you put the rebuildable bit in, it was really tall. However, I like that you could just lift the tank off to change your carton out, even if it was full. I thought that was a.
You're right, me duck. I picked wrong one up.
Bill Richards pointed out Inikin's quite really good for MTL as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was really lucky. I had when there was designing the new Zenith 2 tank. I had 3 versions of it, and you sort of you go in and you test them, and then you tell them what you think about it. So that absolutely brilliant, and with the Z80 kit as well, really good, and the coils are good with it as well.
Oh, to be honest, all I'm thinking about now, right at this moment, is how much of an experience. That's the first time I've ever had brain freeze from the outside.
Well, I'm not being funny. It could have been worse. It could have been 2 strippers.
How is that worse?
Well, there were 2 men tipping the goodness over the top of you.
The 2? What?
Edna, are you all right?
Pardon? Did you just call my wife a bloke? More importantly, two blokes?
No, I said it could be worse.
Oh, two strippers. All right, two male strippers. Oh,
You
when
didn't
say
say that,
strippers,
Aidan.
Well, look, if your two brains went that way, that's down to you two.
Well, most blokes do when you say strippers.
They're the
Unless
one who
you're
just
that way
pointed
inclined.
that. We didn't mention the T22E and the T18 and them sort of stuff because they're really popular MTL ranges. Then they brought the new one out, the M18 that were a pod. The T range from Inikin's a cracking range for MTL.
I haven't started using it yet, but the review will be coming up in next week or so, which is the Minikin Plus. The Minikin, the original one, was absolutely brilliant. It was like one of them that they just stayed with me. Also, Aspire have done the new Pocket X as well. Review again is going to be coming out for that. That's the kit. So they've been banging stuff out as well. And another one that I've been using quite a lot of is the new Siren V4. And that's been really nice. A lot of people don't like the drip tip, but there is a second one that comes in there. That is a really nice mouth to lung as well.
See, I'm just not a big fan of mouth to lung. The only mouth to lung I really enjoyed was the K100 pipe. It's the only one I've really enjoyed. Other than that, I prefer mouth to lung. I prefer direct to lung.
If you look at my journey, obviously I started vaping in 2006 when it started out with the Cigalite, and it were like low, medium, and high little cartridges that sat in, and they were like and it glue up blue at the bottom. And then we went through and we got the cartomizers and stuff like with the batteries. So they were all sort of mouth to lung anyway, and it was like trying to get that sensation of a cigarette. And then I went on to I had an IPv2 or something like that with an Atlantis tank. So that was more, but you're talking 35 watts. Then I had a Cool Fire 4 with the iSub tank. Now that I think if I ever sat back and thought of a setup that was the juice, the flavour, I think that is the best I have ever had. I had the Moko Yatsu Bolt, which was my first ever review, and it was my favourite spearmint flavour. I had the Cool Fire 4 and I had the iSub tank. I was sat there at 35 watts or 35 watts, and I could sit there and do 30 mils in a day. It was just absolutely perfect. And I don't think I've ever, over the years afterwards, got an actual setup and gone, that's as good as that. I remember sitting there watching a film, puffing out, fucking cloud. 35 watts were like massive. You know what I mean?
I was saying to this one other day, and I mentioned it a lot, the Vamo V2 or the 3, whatever I had. I thought that was a lot higher wattage than it were. When I did find it over the year and realised it was only 25 watts, I was amazed. But we use single Kenful wraps, and the amount of cloud we used to get out of that at 25 watt were incredible.
I do feel I need to save the show a little bit here. Being sponsored by Oxford, we're on about MTL devices. How has not one of us turned about the Arbiter Solo?
Yeah, the Arbiter Solo is really good. You've got dual with that as well. So you can go from mouth to lung, and you can also go for a restricted direct to lung.
Yeah, it's a very restricted direct to lung.
Unless it all depends what coil you've got in there, though.
Yeah, if you put a 2 millimeter in a diameter coil,
you can get away with 2.5 in that.
Yeah, you'll open it up, but I think anything bigger than that, for me personally, for my lungs, it doesn't open it up enough.
Yeah, it's a restricted direct lung.
Yeah.
But it's a really, really good device. Anything that's coming from Oxford, all the devices, and the coils have got better. When I first ever tested, I met them first at Expo for the first one. What was the first one? I've got it here back of me now. The first one that I did, we tested it. I did a live review there for that. But the coils weren't quite on point to start off with, and then they got better. The coils are really good, and the RBA decks as well for Oxford are really good. I think the Arbiter, the original Arbiter as well, is absolutely corking.
Well, I did get a dual, but I couldn't try it. But the Solo, I don't mind. It's just, again, I'm just not an MTL person. That's why I like RDAs. Great big cloud chucking, fill me lungs up and away I go. It's just how I like to vape. NTLs, I just can't get on board with them.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I used a stock coil apart from when doing reviews.
See, again, I'm half and half. I was always used to call us stock coil wankers, and you got to think for people who are sort of getting off the stinkies, it's very, very simple, isn't it? So what they're going to do is just put that coil in, fill it up, make sure they prime it, bang, you're off. That's what you're going to think. Then you go to RDAs. Now, my brother was all RDAs, mechs and RDAs, and I think RDAs are great when you're at home. You know, when you want that flavour. That RDAs are great for it, but practicality of taking them out and then taking a bottle of juice out and then having to keep fucking topping it up, for me, it's not practical.
RDTA Club.
I was about to say, you've got the RDTAs.
You got RDTAs. I'll tell you, there's a lot of RTAs as well that really, really work. And there's a lot of stock coils now with it being mesh. Skronkers. A lot of them are really close. When the first time that Freemax came out with the Mesh Pro, it was a game changer. Then you had the Horizon, the Falcon. When they started, it was a game changer for people who were stock coil users because the flavour was near enough on point. And there's a lot of people out there now who are making stock coil tanks. Yeah. The flavour is very, very close to RDAs.
I think the only problem is for me, and we've heard it time and time again on these shows, that I power my coils far, far too high. As high as the model let me go. So when I go back to a stock coil, you can't do that with a stock coil because it just burns the cotton. So I don't ever feel like I'm getting enough. And it's really not good. I suppose it's probably really bad for my throat that I fire.
Sarah, I love you.
0.2 ohms at 135 watt.
But I'll tell you what, there's plenty of them out there. If you look at the Freemax coils, you can push it up to over 100 watts. And if you look at the Crown,
easily,
but the Crown 4's 100 odd watt.
You still don't get it, because it's same with Smock. Smock have got coils that you're supposed to fire at 120 watt. I think, like you said, for the Freemax, but you still don't get the same feeling
as an RDA. I don't think you can really put Smock coils with Crown coils. I think.
Oh yeah, if you know what I meant.
What was it? It begins with V.
Voopoo?
No. It's the
Violator.
No, it's from UL. It's these guys. This is the thing. What's it called?
Valerian.
That's it. You look at the Valerian, which is an absolute fucking corking tank. 120 watts on their coils, and I'm on about where you're going. And there's some really corking clouds, really good flavour from it. I think they ruined the Crown 5. I think the Crown 4 is really, really good. But again, if you look at Freemax, you look at the Mesh Pro, you look at the Fireluke, the mesh coils from them are absolutely fantastic.
You don't forget, I go to the extreme that I've had the argument with several people and I've had to prove via voltage that it actually does it. Where people have gone, oh, you can't do that high wattage on that ohm because of Ohm's law, and you go, I think you'll find I'm using a Geek Vape Legend, which will let me on 0.2 go to about 150, and then obviously all you do is you check for voltage, work it out, and go there you go. It's putting out.
Yeah, but if you're looking at that sort of thing, if you're then talking about a regulated device, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about Ohm's law at all in a regulated device. You've still got to be safe with your batteries and stuff like that, but you don't have to worry about Ohm's law because it's going to cut off before it does it. It'll be short.
That's what I mean. A lot of devices will tell you that it's doing 200 watt, but if you actually work it out on the voltage, it'll only be doing.
It won't do. Yeah, if something's sat down there saying it's going to be 200 watt with 280 650s, very, very rarely that it's ever going to hit anything like that.
But I did it on, I don't know whose show it were on, and someone went, oh, you can't do that. So after the show, I went onto their Facebook group, filmed my vape as I did it, then did the calculation of the voltage and went, see, told you 135 now, fuck off. Leave me alone.
Yeah, Vaping Ed put a really good thing there. Again, it's Swankin. Swankin's another thing that's come in and come back out again. A lot of them, I remember when I first started, it was massive for Swankin. Then it went away. And then all the 3D printed stuff came in. And it were like your Frankensteins and stuff like that. They were like massive again. The only thing that I find with swanking, I overswank. So you're getting all crackly sort of stuff. And also, again, if you put a swanker in your pocket and it tips upside down, it's all going to come out the top. Because it's still sat in the well of your RDA.
See, shame on me, I've never used a swank mod. But I thought the entire point of a skunk mod, most of them, not all of them, 'cause I know they don't all do it, but I thought the entire point was it sucked the juice back into the bottle after you skunk.
It does, yeah. A lot of them have reservoirs in there, but you will find that you're going to have your cotton still saturated. It still comes out. And also, shit goes in the top. RDA's, again, sorry, Swanks, it's one of them funny things. Yeah.
You can throw more shit over me.
I was so lucky again. Les Wardle, he sent me the spade, and I've got the Jenner on top of that. I love that, but it's not something that I use constantly. I'm not a massive Swanky user.
Everybody gone now?
No, we're still live. Your Mrs. B's coming in. Like,
I'm not a
how's
massive
everyone doing?
How many people in chat? Let us know. 112 of you, and there's only 71 likes. Get the thumbs up. Come on. How
I've
many of you
had
swung?
ice cream thrown over my head. Like this shit, I stink.
How many people in here swung? It's one of those things, isn't it? Is it something you've done, Mr. B?
Nope, never. No, technically I have. I've got an auto swanker.
The one with the...
Yeah, it's the IPv4, and the biggest problem I found with it, no matter how much I fuck around with the settings, it either puts too much juice in or too little. One of the two. I have not found that sweet spot.
Mike Haynes has got 6 swank setups. I'm just one of these, a bit like I just over swank, because it's one of these things you start pressing and...
I think the only reason I've never owned a skunk is because I prefer RDTAs. So I've never really found the need to skunk. Because I did used to prefer RDAs. Then when I found out skunks existed, I was already using RDTAs. So
Mick's got 5 of them, but he doesn't use them.
They are very interesting concepts. Especially when you've got a big bottle as well. If you've got a bottle that can hold 10 mil.
Oh, yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You sort of, because you've got like a 6 mil tank with then another 10 mil. So you could top it up nearly twice. You know what I mean? It is a good
buy
idea.
yourself a Titan and just fill it all up.
I was one of the... I remember a lot of people remember this in chat. The Skyhook from Smock. And this thing everybody were like raving about it, and I was not a big enough reviewer then. I never got it to review, but my brother gave it me after he reviewed it to actually review it, and basically it was an RDA at the top, and then it was a fixed inside. It was fixed on that side, so put an A650 and it was fixed on this side, and it had something like 12 mil capacity. But the only trouble is you went anywhere and you tipped it to the side, it just leaked everything out in your fucking pocket. See, I remember taking it out for it. I thought, I'll take this out, test it. Went out to work, DJing, put it in my pocket, fucking tipped it. We're all fucking down. All my juice were down my fucking pocket.
Oh, nice. At least it was only 12 mils.
12 mil of juice. It's a fucking nightmare.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been like 20, 30 mils.
But there's a lot of stuff that have come out swanking wise, and like I said, if you go back 3-4 years ago, especially with the 3D printed stuff, there was lots of good stuff that came out. A lot of high end people sort of go for these swanking modes. I'm not a big swanker, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, you got Rebel and Box Mods and all that sort of stuff, haven't you?
Solium is here.
My brother's in.
Solium.
Mark will tell you as well. Big love, bro. Me and Mark, we went to Vape Fest, and Mark knew a lot of. Obviously, Mark's been around for years. He's a dinosaur in the reviewing age. Big love, bro. But yeah, the people who sort of like were doing the 3D mods he were into a lot of them. Just speaking to him how they printed them off and how they did them and how the quality was. But I couldn't believe that people pay all that money for plastic.
Well, no, I mean, I've got a J Hayes mod, which my wife got me for Christmas.
The Rebel.
Yeah, I like it because it's a J Hayes mod. It's a DNA as well, which helps, but it means something to me. I wouldn't just go out and buy one though.
Yeah, but even Jay was saying about it wasn't so long back. Even you did a video, didn't you, about how badly?
Yeah.
Les
that's
Wardle,
why it's on the shelf.
Again, Les had to send his out to somebody to get it fixed. That's horrible, that. If you're sitting with one of the biggest US reviewers and he's talking about somebody who doesn't keep their mouth shut either, you know what Jay's like? He'll tell you how it is. He's put his name onto a mod, and then there wasn't going back and sorting stuff stuff out the door wasn't fitting properly, and
the
510 were coming out.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things. I mean, the sled in mine broke, which was the awkward thing about it. But it's just, like I said, it's on the shelf. I've got it for sentiment. Yeah, for reasons that mean something to me.
Well, yeah, sentimental value. That's
the
what you
one.
got.
Yeah.
Like again, I'll say about Les Wardle, who's sending me the Jenner. I was just like over the moon to get something like that. Is it a great? He'll tell you himself. He bought quite a number of them. Is it the greatest RDA out there? No, it's more of a swanking RDA. Trying to get the inserts in is like because you got so many inserts in what you can have and what you can't. And even Jay says himself, it's very hard to fit them in, and there's sort of like a little knack to fit them in, and you take hours to learn how to. Once you've got it and you can work it in, it's a crackly beast, but really good flavour. But he's made a new deck for that, which is the M deck.
Yes, I believe so.
And it's a little bit bigger.
A bigger deck.
Well, everybody were trying to sit there and fit two coils in there. He's really, really tight to do it.
Not going to work.
It's a single coiler.
Yeah. It's like trying to put 2 coils on a mongrel. It ain't going to happen.
No.
No.
Well,
silly thing.
Obviously, my brother's in there. Mark's from his own vaping journey. Mark were like drilling. You know, like we were talking about cartomizing and things like that. Mark, we're drilling things to get better airflow and things like that. He's done loads, but he was always into mechs. But a lot of, over the last few years, he's not. He still uses his mechs, but he uses a hell of a lot of these sort of stuff, and he also uses a lot of RTAs, and he uses a lot because he was always into RDAs.
Well, me personally, I mean, obviously, I don't really go nowhere, so RDAs suit me. I do like a good RTA, but it has to be. I think one of the best RTAs I've ever had was the Valuna V2. That was beautiful flavour on it, absolutely cracking flavour on it.
It's a bomb, Mark.
It's a bomb. But I don't know. To me, yes, all right. If you're going out and about, probably RDAs aren't the thing. They're not practical. For me, being in an office or being here at home, RDAs are banging. You can't really replicate the flavour, especially from a mech as well, because mechs do chuck out some serious.
Yeah, Mark will tell you, and a lot of people who've watched the shows over the years will always say, I'm one of these people, you know yourself from doing your own bits with mechs. You've got to be very, very careful, and Mark is one of these people who numbers his batteries. He marries them all together. Everything is checked, done, dusted. You put it in that way. Obviously, I've sat in a car on the way to Expo. That way, bro. You put it in that way. You make sure everything's all safe. Yeah. And that's how Mark... And he vapes a little bit like, like Bogan. He pushes the edges of where you should be to get that sort of flavour.
I mean, but if you're that way out, mechs ain't going to be an issue. It's when you got someone like me who just goes... Who's like the Swedish chef of vaping. Blah, 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 blah. Do these batteries marry up? I don't know.
You're in some really, really bad shit. But it's the same as like Bogan says about him. You're gonna know when something's going wrong because it gets hot, and there's something wrong. You've got to take your battery out, and it was something that I learned from Mark as well. Obviously, I've tried a few mechs. The best flavour of a mech was me and Mark was we were a part of Vape Finder, which was a group of reviewers who reviewed on an app, and he sort of like sat down there and showed wherever you were in the country where the closest vape shop was. And it showed it on there, and then we was the reviewers that put the reviews up. And we went to London, the Olympus I think it was, and it was when the Slam piece had just come out from Purge Mods. And this bloke brought this. There were this Met Mod. There were me, Chris Empire. There were TVP. There was Nick, Daily Vape. There were Mike Mex. There were Jay. There were a lot of us reviewers all sat around there. Mark, and also the wonderful Orion's Braces. Big love to you, brother. And we tried this, and every single person who tried it sat there and did the same face. We're like, because it just whacked. It would just it just smashed you. Whoa, bang! It were pure.
I'll never forget watching a YouTube video of Jay Hayes in a like a vape expo, and this guy's been right smart ass behind. I've got a 10 series mech, man. Want you to try it, take a proper hit of it. So Jay goes, oh, okay, I'll do it. Hits it, gives it back, goes, I can get more vapor from a 2-stack.
Again, we've been on lots of expos where people have come around with like 20 fucking 18650s sat in this like mod. It's just amazing what you're getting from this. That's what I'm there. I'm not a massive cloud chucker, me.
I do like chuck clouds. I had a bit of I've run out.
Pab, I love you, bro.
Something I'm struggling with at the moment. I ran out of vape juice that had nicotine in it. I'm waiting for some more to turn up. Now, the problem is that I had two choices. Either carry on vaping without Nick, which is going to make me a very grumpy person indeed, or I asked Sam to go to the petrol station and get me a £4 jobby with some nicotine in.
What, so you've got no Nick shots?
No, it's not a Nick shot. No, I've got no Nick shots or anything. I've run out. So I've been like making my own juice and stuff. But long story short, I ran out. So I got to get me this blueberry thing. Fuck me, it's harsh. I'm like, so I can't blow clouds at the moment. It's like, it's killing back in my throat.
Is it 18 mil?
Yes.
Why not just put it into one of your 50 mils and then it'll act as a Nick shot?
Yeah,
because it's blueberry.
Well, you find something that it's going to mix with. I'll tell you who did a lot with that is Vaping Mank. He started putting that. A lot of people do it. 20 milligram.
To be honest, my juice should have turned up today. It just hasn't. I thought if it's only for 24 hours, I'm not going to like dilute anything else out of it.
Dean, I see you, brother.
But obviously, he never turned up, so it should turn up tomorrow, and then I'll be fine. But at the moment, I'm like, this is bad. This is really bad.
Again, this is where the mouth to lung stuff comes in. I use a lot is 20 milligram Nick salts.
In mouth to lung.
Mouth to lung, yeah, constantly. Yeah. Even again, Nautilus coils 0.7 ohm. I'll sit down there and put 20 milligram Nick salts in that.
I use. See, I'm hitting this at 150, 138 a minute. Not that you can see it. 0.119, 138. I'm currently eating that at 10 milligram Nick salts. I were doing 20s, but you won't know this, Mr. B, but I think Aiden's, I've said it on the show before. When I first started writing for EC Click, I was 0 nicotine.
Yeah.
And EC Click sent me about 5 lots of disposable vapes from China, all 50 milligram. So I reviewed them. And obviously going from 0 to 50 mil, there were no going straight back.
High time.
So the only way I could get that, I found myself craving that hit, that whoa. So I just started dripping 20 milligrams. And about 6 months ago, I went down to 10. And I will go back down to, because you might notice that it's full. It's not full of a 20 mil. What I do, that's got 0 milligram Rochford in it. I just squeeze in top.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, it's like 50 milligrams, man. Don't they still do that in America? 50 milligrams.
You can get even more. You can start getting 70 milligram.
20.
Now,
I don't see the point of going over 20.
Again, expos. I remember getting there. I think it was called Moto. It were a pod system, 50 milligram. Man, it absolutely. You just have like a couple of pulls, and you don't have to do anything else. But if you talk to Nick from Daily Vape TV, people going in there, they're having 70 milligram. Now, not only that in America, I think you can actually get in the UK. Other people let us know in chat if you can or not. You can sit there and obviously buy your own nicotine. So
yeah, you can.
Normally it's 72 milligram, but there's a lot of people can get 100 milligram. So you can make it whatever you want. I personally don't want to be vaping that shit.
No. I don't see the point in it. I really don't.
With the disposable 50s, it was really strange thing because MTLs, I find that I vape more and I enjoy it more when I'm driving. So if I'm reviewing MTL, I'll make sure we're going to drive somewhere, which we do quite often anyway. With the 50s, I didn't really feel any different. Apart from you'd be 5 minutes down the road and all of a sudden you'd feel really sick. And because I forgot I were on 50 and I just toot on it like a normal MTL.
Two seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We've got your last giveaway, which is a Rochford project. You get 2 chances. Here we go. It's Rochford. Stick it in. Go for it, people.
I know people already putting the. I know people already putting the nick levels into chat, but is there anyone that is 0? Because the strangest thing when I went to 0 is I went from 3 to 0, and I always kept a nick shot in my pocket, and I thought if I ever crave nicotine, I can just bang the shot in, mix it up, and
I vape 0 quite often. So obviously, being a reviewer, and you sat down here with so much on your desk because you've got to test everything. There's a lot of times that people send me juice. I vape it at 0.
Yeah, but have you ever tried going completely 0?
No, not all the time.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I need a little bit of nicotine throughout the day. Now, I've managed to get myself down to about 6 or 8. Get myself down to that point where I'm happy. Being on 12's been... Oh, sorry, is this 12 or 18?
Again, it all depends what it is. If it's
12,
free base, then it's a little bit different.
But being on 12's been a bit like, woo! So luckily, I only need like 1 or 2 maybe blasts on that, or 1 or 2 RDA fulls in a daytime. But normally I sort of stick between 3 and 6. But often when I'm creating my own liquids and stuff, I'll spend 3 or 4 days just vaping that, but that's got no nicotine to it.
When people come in shop trying to quit, I always said to them, because most of them have always said, yeah, but I don't want to be one of these that are constantly vaping. And I was going to, you're misunderstanding. If you have a fag, you have 10, 20 puffs in space for a minute or 2. With a vape, you have 10, 20 puffs in an hour. And it just looks like you're constantly vaping, but you're just spreading it out.
I thought you were going to say the day. You were going to say, what? I do that with my morning coffee.
But
I think again,
when I dropped to 0, I found, so I always say to people, so when you drop level, you'll find that you start vaping more, then when you get used to that nicotine level, you'll start vaping less again. Then you drop, you vape more, you vape less. And I found when I went to 0, for about a week, I was constantly vaping. Marky. I was constantly vaping. And then after a week or so, I just stopped using it less to the extent that I'd forget about it and I'd leave it in car by accident or whatnot. It was a very interesting thing to happen.
Why do I have a feeling that Mark's going to I've come on this show to tell Mr. B he's full of shit?
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce you to my wonderful brother, my big brother as well. I thank you so much, bro, for coming on. I didn't know whether you'd be able to jump on or what you were doing.
Yeah, honestly, I just not long finished doing a review. I uploaded that, and then I was settled down and I thought I'll just watch you.
Oh, did you know what? You can just feel the love in the family, can't you?
The only thing I'm feeling right now is sticky and smelling of week-old Oreos.
Oh, we've had that, bro. That were a weekend in Amsterdam, wasn't it?
Can I say, for the last half hour, I've been sat here desperately trying not to retch. This
We've noticed.
Horrible. This is terrible.
Last time Soleomi came on a stream like this and just jumped on, he had a bacon sandwich handed to him. So
yeah, that was true. Yeah, I think that was something like 5 o'clock in the morning, though, wasn't it?
No, he's been on the stream since then.
No, I meant the last time he jumped in halfway through a stream.
But that was also, you did a Spirit Box thing as well, and didn't you? Said, who is Aiden's brother? And it came out, Mark.
And then he appeared, it was weird.
that were absolutely weird. Marky Poos, obviously you've been around this scene for a hell of a lot of years. Your vaping's changed all the way through it, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've never stuck to one thing constantly. I've always been a direct lung vapor more than I'm not a big fan of mouth to lung, but yeah, I've how can you put it? When I first started vaping, the highest wattage that you could get hold of was something daft like 20 watts.
Mm-hmm.
And it just never did it for me. And that's how I got into mechs and RDAs, because it was the only way, one, that you could get the power, and also you could get the flavour.
I'm with you on that.
Nowadays, obviously you had the wattage wars back in 2016, 17 and onwards. And I think nowadays you don't need a mech.
No.
I think a mech's a choice. It's sort of for more hobbyist people like myself and quite a few other people that I know. But I think for the average vapor, you don't need to go down that route anymore.
No. No, you don't.
And I also say regarding tanks as well, RDAs will always give you the best flavour. It doesn't matter what you say. But I think since the advent of mesh stock coils, they're the closest that you can get to comparison of flavour.
Yeah.
Yes, stock coil mesh coils are slightly cooler in a vape, but when you're talking on pot, we've got so close. I mean, RDAs nowadays compared to back in the day when I was megally into mechs.
But you got to think you had a tool as well that you used to actually be able to drill your tanks, didn't you?
Oh yeah. I mean, back in the day when I was using like my tugboat and things like that, we used to drill bigger holes in to get more airflow.
I remember being astounded with the Fire Loop 3 when I was testing it on the Twister. And I fired it at 80 watts, hit it, and I was like, wow, this is spot on.
Yeah.
It's bloody close.
Mark and Adam was the first ones. I never got it. Eventually, I got it sent about 2 weeks afterwards. But they had the Mesh Pro. It was the most ugliest fucking tank you ever saw in your life.
Yeah, the Free Max Mesh. I've still got it somewhere.
And it was the best mesh sort of flavour that you get from a stock coil tank ever.
I think
it was that one, and then there was the Falcon, wasn't there?
Falcon, the
Horizon
the
Falcon
game. And then they did the Raptor, which wasn't too far afterwards. And again, we were talking about us going to with the Vape Finder, didn't we? Are you going to tell that story? Because that is the fucking most funniest story in the world, right? So anyway, we're all queuing up. We've got these press passes, right? So we're all walking in and we're going, right, we've got it. And this is funny as hell. So we all walk in, we've all done. So Mark walks in behind me, and this woman goes, "You've not got a proper pass." He went, "What do you mean I ain't got a proper pass? I'm one of the reviewers." Now Mark, on the actual fucking, the pamphlet, well, they came on to it with it, like they came for the massive show. You were the first person on it, wasn't you? There were a big write-up about you. So she went, "Look," he went, "Look, this is me." They wouldn't let him in. And eventually she looked, didn't she? He's on the fucking pamphlet. It's me. And he sat there going, "It's me." And then we all know Chunk.
Do you know who I am?
So I'm sat there, little bro mates, laughing my tits off, not as big as my brother, and I've got in, and he's fucking sat there going, "It's me! It's fucking me!" And then we all know Chunkmeister, don't we? Chunkmeister, lovely bloke. He's fucking come up to me about 2 minutes later and gone, "It's not as good as fucking Expo, is it? There's no fucking carpet." We sat down there about the stores. There's no fucking carpet. Oh, it were fucking brilliant. It were absolutely brilliant. We had a good... And again, Orion's braces, wasn't it, Alan?
Oh, bless him. Yeah, I spoke to him the other day.
We were sat on this fucking underground, weren't we?
Oh, God, yeah.
It was like going down a shuttle down the pit. It were fucking boiling. I'm waiting for this dog to go, "Get off my train!"
Felt it as you went down. It just hit you, that heat. Oh, it was horrible.
Oh, we're from Yorkshire. We're used to like fucking air, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
Oh, it was funny as hell. "It's me! It's me!" "I'm so sorry, mate. I'm so sorry," she said. But yeah, no, that were a good giggle. On about that slam piece, that were an hard hitter.
Oh, that were awesome, that slam piece. Yeah, I don't know what coils he had in it, but they were seriously low.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
007s.
Oh, yeah, probably, yeah.
And then we sat and we had to test some like stuff from Blue and then one of them tasted like potpourri.
Oh, yeah. I think that was the blue one, wasn't it?
Blue.
Yeah, I think ironically, I think it was supposed to have been a blueberry. And it just, no.
Mark, have you missed the expos? Have you missed it all, or?
Yeah, terribly. More so, it's more so the actual I mean, obviously, what we've been going to expos that many times, after a while, the newness wears off. But it's meeting up with friends and family. Do you know what I mean? And it's so like meeting up with people that you review for as well. That's really nice because 99% of the time, it's all done by email. You don't really know who you're actually talking to until you go to the stand and it's, oh, hey, up, how you doing? Yeah,
Big muffin.
You get that wrapper. That's what I miss.
I think it relights a fire a bit as well. I think when you get there, do you know if you're feeling a bit, if you get to a stage where you think, oh, I've got to do some more reviews and stuff, and then you go to an expo and you're kind of like, yeah, I'm going to go home and do shitloads more reviews.
Well, not normally over the years, Mark, didn't I? used to release about 14 a day.
Oh, yeah.
Because you had to go back to fucking people and go, I'm so sorry I didn't review that for you. I'm so sorry. But now, that is the thing. Again, I'm not going to get into this, but you know, a lot of this, the drama that happens in there, a lot of this goes away as well when everybody meets up. It all gets sorted out and everybody talks and it seems to go away a lot as well. And I think that's a lot of it where people haven't met up and they haven't spoken. We've always done it where we're all together.
That community. It's that community thing, and especially. I know it sounds bad. Afterwards, especially if you go to stay and stop at the Premier Inn, on the evening we all get together, the beers flowing, the vapes gushing, and all of you are just one big happy community having a damn good laugh. And that's what this community is about.
It is,
damn good laugh.
It's like Dean said there. I absolutely love the closeness. It is. We're massively close, and I think sometimes when we're massively apart from each other all the time, I think that gets forgotten. I think the fact of us, how much we do love each other when we do get together.
I will never forget Dean. He was rather drunk
when he stabbed you.
No. When he was explaining to my wife what a CW,
cheeky bum wang,
explaining how to do it.
The other one was when he stabbed you. That were even better.
What were his awards?
So we've been voted in the awards. So we'd gone to the Vape Around Awards, and we had a free bar, and there were Chris. Empire, there were Vic, there were TVP, there were Dean, and we didn't we, mate? We just had a really good night, and we didn't get absolutely trolled, but Dino got a little bit trolled, and he actually ran up on stage and said about his cheeky bum wang. So anyway, we all get back to Premier Inn. When we had photographs done, didn't we, afterwards? So he's got this award that's like fucking stab market fucking. And then Dean had too much fucking. He were from Pud Puff. He had too much. What were it, Mark? What's that Scottish stuff?
Oh yeah, I can't think what it was.
What stuff made by monks?
By monks. That one.
What the hell do you call it?
Mead.
Buckfast.
Buckfast. He were absolutely trolling on that. I said, look, mate, you need to take your award back to your bedroom, dude. I took him back to his bedroom and put it down. Grizz, you know me better, mate, Sean. We've been together. Again, just sitting down there on a bench and just getting pissed up and having a laugh. Paul McCartney as well.
God, yeah. It's like what Ali's just said. It does give you that energy when you finish. It's all finished. You think, yeah, I'm raring to go. I'm ready for all this lot. So yeah, I so miss it so much.
And it just reminds you what you do. You know, you sit down here and sometimes you think, I can't be asked to fucking do this. And it's very hard work. But then you go out and you do this. And you go to these expos and you meet subscribers. And we're no stars or anything like that. We're just normal people. But it's really nice that people come up to you and they shake your hand and go, thank you so much. You stopped me from smoking for so long. And I've watched your reviews. And it's just amazing.
I don't think people realise it's a lonely little hobby, this, because it's so like you and that little camera there, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the expos and you get that how can you get that pat on the back, and it's that that validation that you are doing something good. Because to be honest with you, it's like our Aiden will especially know, if you're singing and you've got a stage and you've got an audience in front of you, you get the feedback, and it's an instant feedback, and you know that what you're doing is they're enjoying it. But doing a review, the only way that you can gauge that you're doing a good review is your viewing count, if someone subscribes to you.
Yeah.
That's the only really validation that you can get for knowing that you're doing a good job. Because let's face it, we all need a pat on the back now and again.
Absolutely.
We all need it.
I think it feels a bit unreal, doesn't it? You get a device, you write something about it, you do something on camera about it, and then it's gone. Like I say, it all seems a bit unreal and a bit robotic. And then when you go into that expo and you realise that actually it's an
people
industry,
watching it.
It's a company, it's an entire community, it's a living, breathing thing. And actually, and obviously that's the entire point of an expo, to get the loud music, everything, to get you out. But you walk away remembering what you're doing, why you're doing it, and it gets you excited. But as another person that's just going to look at juice and stuff, they'll walk away excited about a brand or something. We get excited about, we're in the centre of this huge, thriving community.
I think that's the most important thing, and it's the why.
Yeah.
I've never been to an expo. I've been to expos, but not for vaping. But it's the why, because for some reviews that I speak to, they forget the why.
Do you know what? Me and Mark will walk through and look at each other in the eyes, won't we, bro? When we get there, and we'll go, "Can you smell it?" Because it smells like Expo.
Yeah, there's a smell.
Walking in with.
It smells like Expo. There's no. Honestly, it sounds daft. But anybody else who's been to an expo, who's sat there, walked through in that Birmingham we all know that little passage that we all come through, and it smells like, bang, you are in expo.
I mean,
it's the most greatest feeling, and like you've said, sitting there with your friends.
Yeah,
a lot of friends are only way you actually speak to them is through like how we're doing now. You know, like through maybe Zoom, or maybe not even like that. You know, like we only actually talk to them maybe by an odd message.
Yeah.
But Mark, honestly, it means something. You just, I remember the first one I ever went to, and the bloke come to me and went, my name's Balls. And I'm like, how you doing, mate? And he was from America. But he was just like Balls, and you're thinking, oh, right, yeah, now I know what you mean, because you got to think a lot of people just have avatars, and they have certain names, so you don't know who they are, and they think you remember. You do remember, but you don't remember, if you know what I mean. And
I'm terrible with names.
I think Mark
the world's worst.
I think Mark will tell you one of the best ones we ever had. There were I don't know if he's still around now. He came and he asked us to sign his poster.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name now.
No, me. He was actually a veteran. He was sat there with he had all these bags, and he had crutches, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he came out because obviously with the UK network, and he came over and he wanted to sign his poster and all that stuff. Just to sit down there as a very small reviewer, which I'm still a small reviewer, but I was a small reviewer. Just have that, which is just
I think that people just generally coming up. I mean, one, it's embarrassing when they do it, but it's really nice when they do it. And it's like, I've been watching you for yonks and da-da-da-da, and you end up having that chat. And it's lovely. It really is. There's something quite special about that.
Do you think a lot of these new reviewers that are around now have not felt that?
They've not been to an expo.
Well, I certainly haven't.
You know, like there's a lot of reviewers who've only seen, obviously, live shows and stuff like that. They've not actually felt what it's like to be at certain expos. Not only the one in Birmingham, the Vape Jam and the other stuff that we've been to.
Over the years, you can see the actual die down of it. Once upon a time, there used to be local meets, not just expos. There were actual local meets, and they've seemed to have died off as well. Not only, obviously, because of COVID, but even before COVID, the actual small meets seem to have died as well. Because
like cloud comps and that.
Yeah, you used to go to cloud comps and things like that. At your local vape shop, there would be meets, after hour meets and things like that. And all that lot has seemed to have really died down.
The interesting thing about that, though, is when I opened Vapemill, I spoke to a rep, and I was going to do it in pubs and just tour the pubs in the area. And do them in there once a month or whatever, do the odd one in the shop, but mainly in pubs, get people out, get people drinking, get people talking. So I contacted a few reps through the shop. I said, I'm planning on doing this. Are you interested in taking part anyway? And they're like, oh yeah, we'll give you stuff for giveaways and we'll do this for you. So there is support from brands and from companies for that. It just seems to be no one wants to do it, if you know what I mean. No one wants to be organised that. I don't know if it's because people think no one will turn up, or it's because there's that many new vapors that they don't actually know it's a thing, if you know what I mean.
I think I explained it best. I was talking to a guy the other day. I think the best way to explain vaping, it's like double glazing back in the late 80s and early 90s.
Ali buybacks.
Most people didn't have it. And then there was that many reps coming at your door. Now everybody has got double glazing. And you're trying to, vaping is exactly the same. When we first started vaping, not many people were doing it. The equipment was all new. Everything was new continuously.
A lot of it were fucking terrible and
all the time. Now we've got to a point where everyone knows about vaping. Most of the people that have gone from cigarettes to vaping are now vaping. And it's kind of just lost its momentum. Or am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're sitting down there wrong. I think obviously if you go back to again when we were starting off reviewing, obviously you did it before me, and Dean's in chat, and you got Vic, you got other people who were sat there long before us. The devices now, even the shit ones, are pretty good. You're still going to get an half-decent flavour. Unless it's sat down there and it's fucking leaking, it's going to explode in your fucking face. There's a lot of it that is really good. Because before, we were sat there and, Mark, how many times have you sent something like the Astro kit? And it was sat down and it was terrible. You couldn't vape it, you couldn't do anything. But nowadays, you get sent something, it's not bad.
If we're going to be right,
just before you do it, Mark, can I just we've got the wonderful Jay from Rochford Project, a really good mate of yours as well. We love him, don't we? Marky Poos, do people, should they go and vote for him?
Oh yes,
I already have.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not gone over to the Vape Around Awards and gone over and voted for the Rochford Project, you should go and do it now. Not only does he support the show, he supports a lot of charities and he looks after a lot of people. He's a wonderful man. Big love to you, brother, and thank you very much for all the support that you give to the show. We're going to roll we've had two this Mark. I've been so lucky. You know, the 100th show, he's given us two. So we're going to roll it. And do you know what it is? It is the Vaping Heat. Well done, brother. Out of anybody, I think you deserve it, mate. Well done.
Absolutely.
Big love, Ed. That's it. You're totally right, Devil. Vote Flat Cap and vote Rochford.
Oh, if you can't find your way for voting Flat Cap, vote Aiden.
Oh no, I think maybe Mark should have it. You know, over them years that he's actually put a lot of fucking effort in.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that Flat Cap haven't, but my brother's done it for a lot of fucking years, so I think you should vote solo. Yeah. But there you go.
None of you bastards saying vote Mr. B. Sod the lot of you. Thank you.
Oh, mate, you've got a couple more years to get onto that run.
Get the fuck.
You've got to, mate. I'll tell you now. What we're into, a year and a half. You've got to get onto that run, mate.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. You're not paid your dues, you fat bastard.
No, it's true. You sit down there and fucking look at footballers. Fucking sit down there and play your game.
We will see. We'll see some.
Well done, Ed. Big love, bro. But yeah, no, it's totally different. I miss the expos. I absolutely. Are you going to be coming to an expo, Mr. B?
Depends when it is. If it's this year, no.
I don't think it's going to be this year. I don't think we're going to do it by October.
Next year, 100%.
Mark,
this year, definitely not.
Mark, do you think they're going to sit down there and have us review this sort of area again?
I can't see why not, but who's going to do it? I think that's the thing, isn't it? Because obviously,
well, no, Phil's still going to do it. Obviously, that's down to Phil.
So I can't see why not. I'd have thought they'd give us at least an area. There's plenty of us.
Well, I think that worked. Obviously, before there was you're on about vape. What was it called?
Vape Finder. No,
not Vape Finder. Vape.
My brain's gone dead.
You're not right sure then.
Well, obviously, Mike. His name was Mike. He sat down there and he sorted us out a load of.
I think if they're going to do it, they need lockers.
Oh, mate, that was terrible, wasn't it? Things were stolen.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Can you imagine me trying to chase
a reviewer's
someone through
corner.
an Xbox?
It'd be nice to see some more, local companies as well.
I think it's the monetary side of it. It's a lot of money to get a fucking stand there. The thing what happened there is you get this. We only had the area for probably 2 years. Before that, then we used to just sit in the bar and we used to get shouted
Remember
at.
that year that we got told off?
No, it was just like one or two reviewers. I think had a go at us, and maybe there might have been 5 or 6 reviewers. They don't like it when people sit around there with friends, but we all sit around there as friends and you look after each other's bags. But unfortunately, the last time, people came in to see the reviewers, so they sat there next to your bags.
Bloody hell. I would have got this picture of me trying to chase someone for an Xbox.
I'll tell you what, the people who were there as reviewers, I can't say to you, I could tell you that 90% of the people who I know there would never touch your stuff, but the other people you don't know.
No.
And there were things took out of people's bags, and it isn't brand new. That happened to quite a number of reviewers. People just left the stuff there, and
I mean, there was that going off anyway on stands as well, wasn't there? There was people being light fingered.
That was Stevie, wasn't it? They were on the a smoke. Was it not a smoke?
Ultrona.
Ultrona.
Yeah.
And they stole mods. Yeah. See, a lot of people as well don't realise, it's again something like the 101 for while you're actually one of these expos. Keep your mod next to you, because the amount of times you put your mod down and then you try something else and then walk away because you've left your fucking mod at the side.
Ironically, we were talking about that on show last week with you. We was on about if we have an expo now, obviously we won't be able to taste juices like we used to, with loads of different devices. And I says, well, probably what they'll do is them ones that you press a button and it shoots in your mouth. The vapor just comes straight out and you have to... And then I got talking about R8 and we'd gone to, I'm sure it was the Lemonade
store, bro.
Something like that. And obviously you had to press these buttons to determine which flavour you wanted. So he's pressing this and he's going red as hell. He's like... Nothing's coming out. Nothing's
I'm not being funny, but everybody sat there with a blowjob face. Anybody who sat down there going to taste any of these juices, there's quite a number of people going, you can imagine them testing them going, I tell you, this is a great idea. You go into the expos, it's something you do. Just press it. They don't have to get any drip tips or anything like that. Just press it and you're going to go... So that looks really good, but no. What happens is you press it as a 3 second, like a delay. So you're sat down there like you're trying to suck some bloke off from fucking Afghanistan, going. You've took so much breath in. By the end of it, you ain't going to taste nothing. It's just a fucking stupidity.
Would the throwaway drip tips just be so much better?
No, we've got loads of them because that's what you come home with. Everybody comes home with the same drip tips, don't they?
Yeah.
We have thousands of them.
Oh, too many.
I've still got about half a dozen rubber 510s in my bag here.
Hey, Mr. B, that fit on your cock.
Only just. It might be a little bit loose.
But it is. That's what you get. You get loads of these and you just sit there taking loads of them, don't you?
Do you know, in shop, on where I had my mod graveyard, in front of it, I had a lineup of, obviously it's not being out because I've took it down, but in front of it, I had all the drip tips that I had printed on, because a lot of them, if you've ever looked at them properly, have got the brand logo printed on them.
What, like that, is it?
Yeah, it depends. Some are like art, some We're all
Right,
different.
mate, the biggest thing is, if you think you're going to look at that, then somebody else thinks you're stupid. Because believe me, you've got this fucking rucksack on top that you've been putting stuff in. You're trying to keep your own stuff in here, and you're trying to go in there. It's a nightmare.
It's not that I think you might look at it. It's I did look at it.
Well, you fucking made him.
But no, I didn't make them in the expos. Right, Mark, go and get them out your pocket. If you look at them,
loads here.
Next time you get them, you'll see that some of them, like Nasty Juice, had the Nasty Juice logo printed on the side of a disposable drip tip.
Loads.
See, Mark knows.
I think all of them did it. Majority of them did it. But it were a nightmare.
That's what I mean. What I'm saying is I had them lined up on front of my graveyard shelf. It looked quite cool.
What, you actually took them out of the wrapper and lined them up?
Well, no, because after I'd finished vaping, there's never a fucking bin, so I just put it in my pocket. And then when I got home, I went, oh, look. You're a bit defensive about this tonight, Aidan.
We know. The squirrels with loads of fucking drip tips.
And let's face it, unless you're mega up close to him, you're not going to see what they are anyway.
He's got inch-high private eye sat behind the back of him. He's like fucking Mr. Beast cup.
I mean, are we talking 5 tons or 8 tons here?
As a reviewer, I don't give a shit about the devices. I go to
You're
the
not a
expo
reviewer
purely.
anymore.
Exactly. I go to that's why. I go to the expo purely for the stickers and the little printed drip tips. That's all I go for. Fuck the rest of it. Who wants juice?
I went for the stickers. Mark's king of stickers.
We've got the newest modest Mini King 7 out, Harley. Would you like to look at it? No, can I look at your stickers, please?
you can fucking shut mouth and all, mister. Is that a smoke drip tip? Who is that smoke drip tip, right? What the fuck?
I just noticed a smoke drip because it's got a very distinctive snake-like pattern on it.
Is it real? I'm not being funny, but you turning more into him from fucking Superman with that on your fucking neck. What's happening?
It's my t-shirt's getting stickier and stickier by the moment, and it stinks. I've tried putting this granny bloody perfume shit up my nose so I can't smell it. I'm desperately trying not to puke. It is horrible.
I'll tell you what, Mark. Another one that we've always loved in it when we've sat down there and spoke to him is we ask what Mar battery is.
Oh God, yeah.
There's not a Chinese person that knows what Mar is.
Nope. Ain't got a clue.
Mrs.
No,
Anderson's
Ma?
handbag.
I ain't got no Ma?
Ma, she's at home cooking tea.
Fair, the Chinese don't really know how words work. I mean, scrotum is a cracking example.
The thing is you would think that you would obviously get somebody from China to come there because you obviously have to get your stuff over, but then you would get somebody from an English sort of shop where you could talk. No. Why would you go to some sort of fucking UK vape show and then not be able to speak English?
Well, I'm watching, I think it was Grand Tour. They're in China.
Where did you get that from?
Grand Tour. Grand Tour.
Where are you saying tour from?
Tour.
Tour?
Grand.
Where's that come from?
How do you say tour, my
tour.
friend? Exactly the fucking same way. So
that's not what you've just said. Say tour
he's on
again.
it tonight, isn't he?
So
his brother's here. He's got rid of COVID. He's on it.
I know. Fucking hell. So I watch it, and they're in China.
Mate, I'm not being funny. He looks like fucking Darth Vader. I'm your sir.
So they took a picture of this woman who had a T-shirt on with English writing on, and the English writing said, "He's a fucking arsehole." That's all it said, because they didn't understand what that meant.
I tell you what, though, I can't keep looking at you thinking that you're all ready to eat.
I'm ready for a shower.
Well, it's like you sat down there for the old buffet, the world buffet. I can eat everything.
Son, we're on it.
It's like my mum sat down there. Don't worry about it. It's your best top. We're not going to let you fucking. You do actually look like him, Darth Vader.
Once he had the mask taken off, I know at this moment, I realise
you are sat down and looking like when he's had the mask. Mark, doesn't he look like he's had the mask on?
Look.
Thing is, though, he looks. Father. Now we know what it'd look like if he had a goatee.
Yeah, and also if he sat down there and nicked loads of fucking what do you call it, radishes. It's a part of the family.
Look, His brother comes on, he gets brave, doesn't he?
You have to. See, I'll tell you what. I might be taller, but he's fucking harder.
Actually, I want my brother here.
Oh man, mate, this has been absolutely fantastic. I just want a couple more questions to my brother. A little bit with the old Mex mods, the Mex mods. Obviously, you've changed a little bit. We were talking about this earlier. You've changed a little bit. You're not more. I know you still use the Mech mods, but you are more of your RTAs and maybe stock tanks a little bit more than you were before.
I'm still on my mechs. I'll always be on my mechs. I'm either on me sort of like big mechs or little mechs. But yeah, I think it's more convenience more than anything else. I've seemed to go on to RTAs than sort of like drippers, and it's just more pure convenience than anything else. What we're driving, then going to work and that lot. When I was at the vape shop, and I don't know if Harley will be able to back me up on this one. If you're dripping at a vape shop, it's dangerous because you'll drip, and then you'll get a customer. You'll start talking, then you'll drip again. The next minute, you've got juice everywhere. So yeah, so like if I have a tank, I know I'm not going to just waste off my juice. So yeah, for the last 18 months, I've kind of gone on to RTAs or RDTAs.
Obviously, now you've moved across. You've gone back to your old job.
I have.
Yes. How are you finding that?
I'm finding it. It's the same job, but it's really different. When I used to work at Tarmac, I used to deal with 8-wheelers and Arctics, and I dealt more with the haulage side of it. At this company that I'm working for, the Yorkshire Aggregates, I'm dealing with more your 1-tonners, your 2-tonners, small trucks, that deliver locally. So I sort with them out more than anything else. So it's slightly different, but it's still the same.
As the fact that you've come away from the sort of vaping constantly every day, does it give you a little bit more oomph to do a little bit more on your vaping side of it, or are you still? Obviously, we spoke. You get a bit fed up with certain things and stuff like that. Are you still that way, or do you think it's giving you a little bit more oomph to do a bit more vaping because you're not in that vaping bit?
Yeah. I'm more. I think probably Harley would be able to. It's like a busman's holiday. Don't get me wrong. I loved doing my job at the vape shop. The vape shop was absolutely fantastic. But by the time you'd done your shift and got home, do you really want to start talking about vaping when you've been talking about vaping all day long?
Well, see, I do completely agree. I said to someone today, why we stopped reviewing, and I had two excuses. I said, well, I was getting a bit bored of it before the January Expo, which were a washout, which were really good because it was the first one we'd ever done. And I went to that, and even though it was a washout, I did walk away with that, yeah, let's do this vibe. And then as all this has gone on, and as everyone knows, I'm busy as Frankfurt. And then you've got a year where everything that came out saying, backed upon all that, you're going to shop, then you're coming home, you're writing an easy click review, then you think, shit, tomorrow I've got to come and film a review. And it all just came a bit too much. So I've sized vaping back in the shop. It's still going to be a prominent part of the shop. And I've come off for reviewing, and I am at minute biting at bit to get the shop done so I can start reviewing again. But it is, if you're too intensive for too long, it does start to become a bit. And like I said, I think a big part of it for me was everything was so samey as well. So you've constantly surrounded by it and nothing other than it. Because I have it, my missus vapes come home and she's like, "Why is this doing this?" And then, you know what I mean? And so there is no escape from it, which is all right when it's something new. But when it's same and you go, "Oh, we've got another Aegis. Oh, look, guys, another pod. A pod that's an Aegis. Oh, it's an Aegis." You go, "Fuck this shit." So I kind of went, I'm just having some time, get shop done, everything else, and then come back at it. Because as well, as I said, in my, that's it, I've done video, my quality started to go like that. You could tell that I weren't enjoying it anymore. So I said, I'm just going to have some time. And I think when I go back, the shop opens, because it won't be solely a vape shop and I won't just be constantly having vape customers, I do think that'll be enough relief to go, right, straight on me, let's get it done.
Mark's at that, obviously, Mark, August, 6 years.
Yeah, I know. I've been reviewing 6 years.
6 years. And when Mark first ever started, there wasn't actually loads of people around. Not like how it is now. You were, and you always said that you wish that you'd done it earlier.
Well, I mean, I've been vaping 10 years. And I wished I'd started reviewing when I started vaping. In fact, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But yeah, I'd have been probably one of the first generation of UK reviewers at that point. But I didn't. I was too busy watching Grim Green and the likes. And I got to 69 and people like that. So it's like, I mean, I even remember when Vic first started doing his as well. It was so like, I thought, I'm going to have to start doing this. But I only got into it as literally as purely as a joke more than anything else. A friend of mine liked a mod that I'd bought, but obviously I didn't have time to, go into detail with it. I says, I'll know what I'll do. I'll do a review. So I made this review up, my first ever review. He enjoyed watching it. A lot of people enjoyed watching it. And then all of a sudden I started getting companies asking if I'd do juice reviews. And I thought, might as well carry on. And I've carried on ever since.
You've got to think, you must be one of the original. You've got a lot of people there. You must be like, what, second?
I think
you and Devil Vapor.
Yeah, I think we're classed as, I think Vic classes as the third generation. Something daft like that. Because he's sort of like the second generation Vic. And then there's sort of like I came on, and me and Dean came out roughly about the same time. So yeah, well, I think we're about the third generation.
Still pumping reviews out as well.
I'm doing it more of a. It got to the stage with me that I had to get one out on this day. I had to get one on that day, and I had to get on, and it sort of like got a little bit too much for me, because what was happening it was work, reviewing. So you start losing family time, and that's not good.
Well, it was something that we was always taught as well, wasn't it? It was something also at that time when the YouTube analytics, if you didn't sort of like do everything at a certain time, because I think yours was something like a Monday, Wednesday, and then a Friday. There were your 3 review days or something, and that's what you did constantly for all them years, and that's how it worked.
I also think nowadays, I think the choices, if you can choose what you're going to review, the actual equipment that's coming out nowadays, there's not much difference between the other one and the other one. And they're getting so similar, which is actually scary. If you start looking at your pod systems, they're all based around a Caliburn. They might have a slight twist to it, but they're all based around a Caliburn. Then you've got your next generation, so like your actual mods, Aegis, they're all based around an Aegis. There's not much difference. And I think that's...
Well, I think this is the problem. I think this is why there's nothing really bad anymore. They've kind of learnt what works. You go in, and someone did call me out of a day because I think it was the Sigelli. No, it weren't Sigelli. Someone taking someone to court because someone taking Vupu to court. Someone said, "Well, how dare you? Yeah, how dare you say that everyone copies everyone? When someone tries to stop it, you call them out." And it's not quite what I mean when I say everyone copies everyone, but I do think everyone's got to a level where they go, right, the inside needs to be chafed this much and stuff, and it's all got that same with it. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the industry's got to near a peak, if you know what I mean, where all the bad shit, they've realised what all the bad shit is and got rid of that.
Yeah.
And now you're just kind of going to, we need something extravagant to do the next step, if you know what I mean.
Matty Chandler, yeah, you're totally right. Unless you cause some fucking shit in the scene, then you don't get your fucking subs, mate. My brother deserves to be in 20, 30K.
Absolutely.
He's been around this fucking scene for a long time, and my brother is a very, very good reviewer.
Thank you.
Millions better than I am. And without him, I wouldn't have fucking been here. So, big love to you, bro. And if anybody hasn't subscribed to my brother, which all of you should do, there's 100 odd watching now. Make sure you go over to Solo and give him a subscribe. He doesn't cause any shit. Well. He's got a great show on a Thursday as well. Make sure you go and check that out. Fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
By the way, how's my daughter?
They're in the craft room.
Are they? So obviously my youngest daughter, who's our favourite, we're not allowed to say that, are we? She's my favourite. Not allowed to say that any either. Well, the other ones are all right, but they just cause a bit of shit. But Fernie Winnie Macaroni is absolutely amazing. So Mark, you got surprised, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I didn't know she was going to come.
Oh, she's absolutely amazing.
I was well chuffed.
Well, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to go and leave. We've done like 2 and a bit hours, which is absolutely fantastic. It's the 100th show.
It is.
We are going to push it over to the wonderful Harley. Again, thank you very much for what you've done for the intro, which is absolutely fantastic.
You're welcome. And massive congratulations to you, Aidan, because it is your show, as me and Mr. B learned.
My show. It's our show, you tit.
It's not our show, but you can't do it without Mr. Fuck Off. No, it is your show, dude. You've done the 100 shows. It is your show. You're the one caster that's been there for the entire time. Regardless whose channel it's on, it's your show. So congratulations, dude. You made 100. Well done. And what a cracking show it is. Before I even became a part of this was the only show I watched. First show I was on, it took my virginity. Well done, Aidan, you little bro vape shoe. Chat, you've been cracking, and people have stuck with us for these 2 hours. What a cracking lord you are. If you're watching on replay and you've stuck this far, go and drop a comment down below. I promise I will have you some tech next week. Chat, you've been delightful. Mark, I fucking love you, mate. You're just such a... I love you.
God bless you.
It's not because of your review. I do like your reviews, though, but it's not because of your reviews. It's because you're an awesome chap.
Oh, thank you.
Mr. B, you're great. I promise I did definitely not say to Samantha. I made a effort to not say do it. Mm-hmm. I will share that chat with you. Mm-hmm. Everybody, it's been absolutely delightful.
Over to my brother from another mother, the one and only Mr. B.
Yeah, I know how good you are with graphical design, so anything you send me is bullshit. Listen, everyone, thank you for watching and sticking with us for 2 hours. It's been amazing. I stink like rotten baby milk, but it's worth it because, as Harley says, 100 shows is a hell of an achievement. A hell of an achievement and something you should be proud of. And yes, it is your show. I don't care what you say. You are the El Jefe of Little Bro Vapes. So it is what it is. It's your show. I accept it or not. So, welcome. Good to see you again. Twice I've been on when you're here. It's absolutely awesome. And I always love seeing you pop up because you always bring... I mean, I actually watch your show as well. I generally go since I'm on my phone watching. I haven't figured out how to comment at the same time. But like Aidan said, if you are looking for something to do on a Thursday night, go check out Solo's show. It is a brilliant listen. It's fantastic. But that's all from me. I'm off for a shower. Just fucking earned one. And so back to you, Aidan.
Over to my wonderful brother, the bloke who means so much to me. He's absolutely amazing. If it wasn't for him, I would not be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be sat down here to 100th show. He's my bro. I'm his little tiny brother. Maybe a little bit taller, but... Bro, say
certainly
goodbye.
Less handsome.
Say goodbye, bro.
What can I say, bro? Right, I'm going to say something. Big congratulations on your 100th. You don't look any older than 99.
Fuck off, Alf.
He's being
Ollie,
kind at
Mr. B, he's awesome. Thanks for letting me pop on. It was great. Thank you. And guys in chat, always nice to see you all. So, hello. So, yeah, thank you very much. It's been nice to have a chat with you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, without Mr. The wonderful Mr. Coyley and also Salsa Vapor and also the wonderful Flat Cat Vapor, we wouldn't have a show. to have Harley here. Harley does a hell of a lot that you don't realise in the background. He's a wonderful man. We've been friends for a long time. I love you to bits. Mr. B, you fitted in. Absolutely fantastic. I think you're the most...
It's rare. It's rare I fit into anything, to be honest.
Mate, I love the stockings look, but yeah, that's a different story. We'll do it for another night. But obviously, she did work for the NHS. But you do look absolutely... I'm so lucky to have two lads who sit with me, and they put so much effort in, week out. Honestly, the effort that they put in to make sure this show works. And I was the same with Salford, and the same with Mr. Coyley, and also Mr. B.
Mr. B twice.
And his wife. Or everybody who's sat down there and worked with us for the last fucking 100 shows is absolutely amazing. So big love to you all. Look after yourselves. Thank you so much to everybody in chat who supports us every week. Every week in, we have 100 odd people watching us, which is like amazing. Big love to you all. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Yes, we will see you next week.
Assuming the COVID King's all right.
Yeah, no, we're fine. We're fine. We're looking good. We're looking good. Lost a stone. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, you said you were looking good. I was just wondering when.
It's the back end. Big love to you all. Look after yourselves. And make sure you get over to Solo, and make sure you get over on a Thursday night as well to go and check out the home service. Big love to you all. Good night.
Give me a shower, please.
I'm not giving you a shower, you dirty bastard.
That's not what you said last time. You owe me a shower.
Good job it's not smell-o-vision, innit?
Oh, I smell like a combination of baby sick and Oreos.